the passengers off this team. There's too many passengers, Joss, on this team. We got the guys heading, fighting, scoring the goals. McGillney, Reichel, guys like that have to step up. What do you think? All right. And let me just leave you with one little thought. The team that scores in the 7th game in the last 5 years, the first goal wins 80% of the game, Josh. So we got to get that first goal.
No doubt about it, Don. First goal has been huge. There's been 101 7th games in the history of the NHL. The last 51, first goal has won 85% of the time, as Don says. And home ice advantage, if you're wondering, 63% of the time, the team with home ice wins this series. Chris Osgood, 1-1 in 7th games. Curtis Joseph, just introduced here, 2-3 in 7th games. So pressure, Don, has to be on Toronto. Has to be on Toronto. They were coming in here as the favorite. They've won every game on home ice. The Isles, I've got to think, come in here thinking, now we've got them a chance to maybe pull the upset. What do you think?
Well, I'm sure the pressure's on them when you're at home, but I would rather play the 7th game at home. Anybody in the world would. And it's the old story again. Let's face it, if Osgood's too sharp and Joseph's not sharp, we're dead. If Joseph plays it the way he can play, Toronto's home free.
Bare Naked Ladies here to honor our neighboring nations, and after that, Bob Cole and Harry Neal with Game 7, the Islanders in the Leafs.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's
these two teams, the tournament's pretty simple now. A single game knockout. To the Foster Hewitt broadcast booth we go, and here's Bob Cole.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you notice the faces of the players during the anthems. Everybody is nervous. Get this thing going because this is Game 7. This is crunch time. Chris Osgood in goal for New York. Toronto has beaten him for 10 goals in the 3 games of this series. The last 3. And Curtis Joseph has allowed only 4 goals in the 3 home games in this series. The goalies have a chance to shine. The better of the 2 will win this game tonight. No doubt about that. There, the 2 referees, Don Koharski and second Steve Walkham, Scott Driscoll, Dan Shakti, the linesman, Hammerlick Cairn starting for New York, Yashin Kabasha, Scatchard up front, Berg and Lume, the Leaf defenseman, Green, Balk, and Domi, the first line put together by Hutchin. And down across the line, the puck floats in wide of Joseph. Taps into the corner. Cleared ahead. Domi was waiting for the pass. It didn't get to him. Berg trying to cover up in front on Sketcher. Back to the line where Cairns took a shot. And that's off the leg and back out to center ice. Gary Balk is up. Balk, Domi! Stopped by Osgood! What a start for that line. And a great save by Osgood to get him going. Balk twists it around and then headed to go to the bench. Down the ice it goes. Icing will be called against the New York Islanders. The Leafs get the first great scoring chance, and Osgood comes up big first.
Well, Pat Quinn has decided, at least in the first shift, to play Green, Domi, and Balk against Yashin, but they didn't pick Yashin up on the trailer type play, but they got a good opportunity here as Hammerlick loses the puck. And a nice pass to Domi, who takes it off his skate, but can't get it by the sprawling Osgood. 2-on-1, well executed, nice pass reception by Domi, but he couldn't beat Osgood.
That's Van Amp, number 28 for New York. It's not out. Carmelet stopped it. Tucker is there now. With Reichel heading for the net. The other side is McGillney, and that Leaf line. Reichel is and another icing call against New York. Cautious start for the Islanders.
Well, Pat Quinn has put Donald McLean in the lineup in place of the suspended Shane Corson. In the 8 playoff games that McLean has played for St. John's, he's got 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points. He led the American Hockey League in scoring with 87 points in 55 games. So it'll be interesting to see how much he plays and how well he plays when he does. He certainly has earned the chance.
Green comes out now, and Balk takes to the left side. Ty Domi on the right again. Faced off inside. The New York Islanders line is not done squarely, and they'll have to do it again.
Domi and Van Imp fencing there as they lined up opposite each other on the draw. It was a false start, and both Van Imp and Domi have been warned, and they'll probably take a trip to the penalty box if it happens again.
Underway in Game 7. Ball poked at it. It comes back to the line. Pilash takes the shot. That was just wide. It was a good hard shot, too. Round the net for Hunter. Played it on the boards and got it out and down the ice. They wave off the icing, and Pilash has to hurry back. The point is Voracek. He caught him. But the Leafs get the puck ahead as far as the line, and now out to center ice. Green skated by it. Fired back in. Chance for a point, but he's hauled down trying to get set for the backhander. Cave trying to knock it loose with his skate. It comes loose, and Balk had nobody open, so he just shot it away down the ice. Cairns moved up, shot it in. Two teams are trying to make changes. Carmelet will bring it away. Down through the middle. Green tapped it up for Roberts. His first shot coming in, and he ran into Cairns. Checked him into the boards. It's called icing, and will come back.
Well, Roberts thought he won the race against Big Eric Cairns. He got the hit, but Cairns touched the puck. Roberts led the Maple Leafs in hits again in Game 6, as he does for the season. And here is take a look at some of the collisions that he was either giving or taking during the game Sunday night on Long Island. Roberts has 3 power play points and leads the team in body checks.
Donald McLean is wearing number 37, and he comes on for his first turn in this Stanley Cup playoff game. He played 3 games last year with the Maple Leafs. He's taking the faceoff. Couldn't win it though. Shot. Joseph's first save. Knocked down behind the net. Islanders and Bates trying to center it. Turned away from a check thrown by Belak. Shot is fired by Webb, and that's deflected away from the net. Blake trying to center now. He gets a shot. That is blocked. Falling was Carberlet, and Joseph saw one come through a screen and had to move quickly to stop that. He hangs on.
Well, McLean did a nice job in the defensive zone coverage there, which is going to be a challenge for him playing against bigger, stronger, quicker, smarter players. When he doesn't have the puck, he's proven that he knows what to do when he gets it. But it looks to me like there's a penalty on it as Healy goes to the penalty box. I didn't see the call. So the Leafs are in the penalty kill mode real early. Let's have a look and see if we can see it.
Hammerlick.
That was an elbow on Hammerlick, and I guess that's the call.
Roughing is the call on the check by Healy. He's gone to the box. The first penalty of the game. Islanders get a chance, and a big chance to score early. Their power play has been great in these games.
Number 1 in the NHL playoffs, and 31.
Parrish along the boards. Berg is there trying to get a stick on it. They're going to clear it. Down the ice it goes. Osgood comes out.
In the previous 6 games, Bob, and only one of them did the Islanders not get at least 1 power play goal.
Islanders move up now. First power play of the game. Shot in by O'Coin. Toronto wanted to get it out again. Hammerlick will come back. Balk, the lead penalty killer, along with McCauley, go off to the bench. And the fresh legs come on. Tucker is one of them, reached for that, shoot in, missed it. Green is the other up front. He got a stick on it and can't clear it. The Islanders put the pressure on now with Yashin getting control. Yashin side of the net, pass. Yashin gets in front, it goes to Hammerlick at the blue line. And now O'Coin. O'Coin ready to move it. Hammerlick takes it again. He's covered. O'Coin. Shot in front of the net. Score! Yashin was alone in front of the goal. And the pass went the other way. And Joseph was going down.
So often we've seen the power play goal in this series come as a result of a point shot or the puck back to the point. And this one's no exception. A point, this time, more of a pass than a shot. The 2 Leaf defensemen disappeared completely. When the puck goes to the point, you have to search out a guy in the wrong colored shirt. They were out above the dot. Not only was Yashin, but so was Parrish in behind them.
That's Yashin's 3rd goal. He's had a tough time in the playoffs finding goals. Now he's come into his own. That is not good news for Toronto. 3:41 the time of the goal. Yashin gets it. 1-0 New York. First blood.
His 3rd goal of the playoffs, scored by number 79, Alexei Yashin. Assist number 3, O'Coin.
Coin shot the puck from the blue line, and Hammerlick had made the initial pass. So they get the assists on Yashin's goal.
Well, these 2 guys are great point-producing defensemen, O'Coin and Hammerlick, and this is more of a pass than a shot. But where are the Leaf defensemen? Way up too far. They can't worry about the point shot. If they can clear the Islander forwards out of there, Joseph will handle the point shot. If they don't, there's a rebound or a pass, and they're in trouble.
only the third shot of the period by New York. Toronto has had but one yet, that by Domi, and he was stopped on a clear break by Chris Osgood.
Now the young rookie coach for the New York Islanders, Peter Laviolette's done a nice job with his team. He, like the Leaf lineup, is banged up. You'd like to coach the players that are hurt. You'd have a pretty good hockey team, or the nucleus of a pretty good team. But when they're not there, they throw the ball to somebody else.
He leaves off for Rupping. And that set up the power play for the New York Islanders, and the action scored 1-0. Relak hops back to his own line. Carmelet, soft pass ahead was good. Toronto get it up on the far side. Domi is there, and it's called on the offside. Domi had gone in, no control on the puck.
Well, two of the players that I was referring to that aren't in the lineup are sitting up in the press box. You can see the cast or the splint on the right hand of his blister. And, of course, Michael Peck is going to need surgery, and he'll be lucky to start the season next year after a long summer of rehab.
Darcy Tucker, he's the man who took captain out. Captain of the Islanders. Black and blue all over. Gary Roberts. Another shiner. He's had many this season.
He's given a few too.
Berg and Roberts get the puck to McCauley, but it was on a skate. 1-0 New York. First goal of the game. We're nearing 5 minutes of play. Roberts sets it up. Too far for Hoagland. Roberts again behind the net. Bumped a little bit. Hangs on to it though. McCauley and Roberts along the boards. It got to the line. Hoagland. Roberts didn't see it. Now he does. Roberts has a chance to set one up again. Shot it in behind the net here and stopped at it. That is stopped by Hoagland. He tried to send it to Roberts. And McCauley tied up in front of the net. And there's Stature rolling it in to the Maple Leaf zone. In on it quickly. Kamasha around the boards to the far side, and Hoagland sees Roberts getting down to his right. He comes to center and fires it from there. It's wide of the net. Roberts up. Bumped with Kamasha. Yashin, the goal scorer, shot it back into Joseph. And he's headed off. Islanders changing on that shooting. The Maple Leafs come out. Turning back. That's Pilash. This is McCabe. Dumped into the zone. On it quickly is Van Imp. Up on the boards. Parrish made the pass. Broken up. Here's McGillney. Comes back in. Quick pass to Reichel. Shot. That's high. Off the glass. Van Imp after it. Dumped away to the line and out. Islanders get it by McCabe. Across center. Kip Miller finds a man open. And he cuts in. Good play by Bates. Away by Joseph. Parrish on it. Parrish gets it back to the line. There's a coin. He's got that good shot. And it's wide this time. Now McGillney. Down across center. Up over the line. And it's just onside, but he lost control of it. Carmelet. In wide. Center. Right in front of the net. Good play by McLean of the Maple Leafs, but nobody could cash in. Shot is on from Hunter. Joseph, easy stop with the pads on the short side. 1-0, Islanders are leading. 6:30 gone in the first period of Game 7. Belak around the net to the glass. It got to the line, not out. And Joseph put that deflection. He had to be careful with that. A change direction in front of him. But he had his glove ready and made the save. Yashin scores to make it 1-0. Already the Islanders have had 6 shots on Curtis Joseph. Yashin was all alone in front of the net. Couldn't fault the goalie on that one, and he went up high with it. And it's 1-0 New York. Toronto has had 1 shot on Osgood.
And it was Domi's breakaway.
The point is thrown out Jason Blake is on now, and the Leafs win the draw. Volk. He looked up there and then shot it down the ice. Missed his man by a fair margin. They wave it off. No icing. Center pass. Oh, what a chance that was. Cleared off the boards and down through center ice. Knocked in over the line, and that is called on the offside. Two big chances for the Maple Leafs. Domi, now Volk.
I don't think the Islander goaltender Osgood or the defenseman in the race with Domi realized it was not icing, because this isn't much of an effort. He touched it, and Domi makes a nice pass out here, but the good chance has gone to waste because Osgood was not forced to make the save.
Here in Game 7, the Islanders are in front, 1-0. We played 7 minutes of the first period. Matt Keeber. Cairns is coming back to watch his man. The goalie came out to play it. It's kept in at the line by Lume. Here comes Gary Roberts. Shot it behind the net again, now to the corner. They fight for it, and Roberts comes in after it. Van Imp bumped him, but he got away from him. Roberts fighting hard to get the puck out. Referee had to go off his skate, and Roberts lost it. Again, in behind the net, Roberts. This time he skates by the puck. McCauley moved it to him. Roberts in the corner, and McCauley trying to get behind the net with Hoagland. The three of them are back there. Nobody out front for Toronto. They're just trying to move it off the boards now. Cairns is there working hard. So is Van Imp. Hoagland trying to come out. He's stopped at the side of the goal. Now it's centered in the crease area. And Osgood is down to smother it. Three Leaf forwards around the net and behind the goal line trying to get the puck out front, and a penalty is coming here. One or two. We haven't seen a sign yet from the referee. We see a roughing call made, and it's against Hoagland. Hoagland of the Maple Leafs turned away, and it's going to be the Islanders' Kavasha, I believe, Harry.
Well, Hoagland and Kavasha were battling some good offensive zone forechecking or trying to control the puck, and some good defensive zone coverage. As the Leafs got control of it 2 or 3 times, and at the end, McCauley gets a bit of a chance, but not much from behind the net. But here's a good example of some good offense, keeping the puck alive in the offensive zone, and some good defensive zone coverage. 3 Islanders pick up 3 Leafs, and they do a pretty good job for a fairly lengthy time.
Kavasha gets the roughing penalty. The time is 7:54. Here he is in the box. And Toronto, we saw Yashin score on a power play earlier, now have a power play of their own.
Toronto's power plays come to life a little bit. They're 4 for 14 in the last, but only 5 for 39 in the series, so it has shown some signs of life.
Reichel winning the face-off to the boards. McGillney is over there for Toronto. Decides to hook it back off the boards to the line. McKay. He's got that big shot from back there, but he's covered right away. The Islanders are aware he can really shoot it. In on the boards in the corner is Tucker back of the net. They pass it around. Backhand shot didn't work. McGillney just trying to work it in front of the net. It's over the glass now into the crowd, and the faceoff is going to be inside the line.
Alex McGillney leads the Maple Leafs in shots in this series with 25, and has had 6 breakaways, but he's only scored twice. He suffered from the flu the last 3 or 4 days and doesn't feel 100%, but they need him to put a couple behind Osgood if they want to win this hockey game, because the Leafs offense is badly damaged without Sundin around.
Reichel in front is McGillney. Can't knock down that high pass. Marley is open on this near side. Here's the shot from the other side by McCabe again. McCabe once more. Dumped into the corner. Tucker is covered. The goalie out. Played around the net, and the Islanders are going to shoot it away down the ice, killing some time on this penalty of Kavasha. 1:15 left on it. And the Leafs come out. 1-0 Islanders going first blood. There's McGillney. Good speed, but he's hauled down. Play goes right on. At the blue line. Knocked down by McCabe. McGillney is in front of the net again. Pass goes to the corner. Out front, McGillney turning back to the line with that intended pass. Didn't work. Van Imp left it, and Bates shot it down the ice right to Joseph. 45 seconds left in that penalty. 1-0 Islanders. Leafs coming close though. Power play was looking dangerous. They're up again now at center. That's where it's ripped in. Osgood made a good play to get out of the net to stop it. But McCauley stopped that, and it went by him, and now Conway pass, far side shot. Down, and the goalie is hot early. Osgood saw it coming through the crowd and made the grab.
Not a nice catch, and there was some traffic. Alan McCauley, who leads the team in power play points with 4, and leads the team in points in this series with 6. And he caused a bit of a screen, as you're going to see coming up here. Hoagland wants to try and tip it. McCauley's going to the net, but Osgood makes the catch. Here's what the fans were screaming about. It looked like McGillney had Bates beaten and was hauled down on a little bit of a hook.
9:35 into the first period. New York Islanders on a goal by Yashin. Lead 1-0. That was on the first power play of the game. Shots are 7-5. New York. Fault. He'll move it back to the line. There comes the shot. And again Osgood. Saw it. Green skated in front of him. That went by Green though, right to the goalie. And he hangs on.
Well, Osgood looks sharp. He's made 3 catches. The saves aren't that great. There's Volk piling into Osgood. Must have been thrown in by the Islander player. There would have been goaltender interference.
Leafs have had 3 shots so far on this power play. Osgood solid so far. We're coming up to the halfway mark. Leafs win another draw in there. High shot this time. That was wide. Leafs move forward quickly. Keep it in. Along the boards. Knocked loose by Green. Green again, but he lost it. Stanford is out. Gavash's penalty over. He joins the rush. Coming in with a shot right to Joseph. And he decides he'd better hang on with the 2 Islander forwards going right straight to the net. Yashin has the only goal so far, and it's 1-0 New York.
These 2 guys have combined for 13 points, 3 of them goals. Aucoin is number 1 among defensemen scoring in the NHL, and Hamrlik tied for second.
Shot stopped by Joseph. Coming off that big circle there. Lifted away by Lume down the ice. Paulie didn't move on it quickly enough. Islanders do, and they get it in. Tarkovsky is stopped trying to get in there, and Joseph out. Way out to the corner. Berg on the puck in a hurry. Joseph is back in. Good thing because Yashin is coming at him with a centering pass. That was off the stick. Tarkovsky all alone in front for a moment. Hoagland hustles back. Got it as far as the blue line. It's shot back in deep by the New York Islanders. They are taking it to the Leafs now. And the defenseman steps up. Comes around the net. There goes Lume after it. On the boards to the line. Cairns gets a shot. That's blocked. And he's back in time to cover up near his own blue line. Van Imp. Ahead across center. Miller. He dumps it in. Joseph out again. Gives it to Pilash. Had to turn the other way and get some help from Berg. Got it as far as the line. Not out again. Islanders are forechecking harder now. This time it's a glove pass. That will stop the play with 8:44 remaining in the first period, and the New York Islanders have the only goal. Yashin scored that on a power play.
Paulie blocked the shot there, and he's getting looked at by the Leaf athletic trainer, Chris Broadhurst. I don't know whether it hit him in the hand or the leg. You're going to see it right here. Looks like it hit him in the inside of the arm or the wrist. Paulie's been a pleasant offensive surprise for the Leafs in this series.
Back in near Joseph again. He's out to stop. 8:35 left in the period. Islanders have come on strong, but now Reichel is coming in on goal! Right in! And again Osgood shines for New York with a Leafs wide shot! Osgood stops this one and he hangs on! Chris Osgood is getting worked out early in this game. He's now made 7 saves. 4 of them were clean-cut breakaways right in front of him.
Well, this was a bit of a bouncing puck. Watch the play Reichel makes with his right leg to take the slash from McCoy. And then he tries to pull it across, but lost some speed and couldn't beat Osgood across the net to put the backhand in.
Leafs are coming close. 8:24 left in the period. 1-0 the New York Islanders here in Game 7. The winner on, the loser gone. Shot stopped by Osgood. And down inside the Leaf line, the defenseman come back for it. Called again.
Alexei Yashin is tied with a coin, 7 points to lead his team in that department. He leads the team in shots with 26. In the 3 wins, he's got 5 points. In the 3 losses, 1 assist. I mean, he got his team off to a good start. Whenever you can score the first one on the road with an energetic, enthusiastic, loud crowd, you've made a step in the right direction to winning.
The winner of the series will meet Ottawa in round 2. We'll know in a couple of hours. 8:15 left in the period. 1-0 Islanders lead. Leafs win a draw again. Healing shot off a stick and wide of the net. That one. Miller got a stick in front of it and then he cleared it. Pilash. And Lume golfed it in. The Islanders bring it out. Manning got it up across center and into the zone it goes. Travis Bates coming in hard. Centering pass right in front of the net. Lume did a good job covering. And 3 Leafs got going and nobody saw the pass. Michael just looked the other way. It was right there in the skates.
What a check Bates drew on Tucker, who gets up. But he took a big one.
Islanders are coming through. Another shot knocked down at center. There goes Green. Tucker's headed off. Shot is in wide of the net. Here comes Volk. He was in fast. Around the net, the Maple Leafs pick it up. Volk fights for it. He's dumped at the side of the goal. And the play is called. Put his hand on it, I think.
Now there's Tucker. He got up after a bit of a struggle and got to the bench, but you can see he's not feeling too good on a big-time body check by Sean Bates right in front of the penalty box. Tucker looking down to take that puck that was coming up the boards, and he didn't see Bates on the way over. And here's Tucker struggling. He wants to get back in the shift, and now realizes he better get off.
7:19 left in the period. Tucker looks to be okay on the Leaf bench.
He's been hit a couple of times. Webb nailed him in that game in Long Island.
Has dealt some himself in this series. It's been a vicious, hard-hitting series. New York and Toronto. Bad hockey so far tonight. 1-0. Islanders with the goal. Domi. Little light hit. And there goes Gary Volk again, trying to get in. Shot by Hammerlick. Got the puck around and a centering pass. Inspired high over the net. Domi getting another chance in close. 3 Islanders bring it across the Leaf blue line. He's brought back. Tchaikovsky stopped. There's Domi. He'll turn and go. Domi is all alone, and he can't do much with it at center. Now he gets another shot at it. Domi comes in and passes back. What a play by Domi, and what a move by Roberts. That game is tied at 1.
And Chris Osgood's having a tough time getting up, as when Roberts went across the net, he collided with Osgood just before he put it in. And Osgood has been unable to get to his feet. And he has been a strong goaltender in the first 14 minutes of this game. The question is, how badly hurt he is. Billy Smith, the goaltending consultant. Guard Snow, the backup goalie. All wondering how badly hurt he is. A nice play by Roberts to score. And Ty Domi, who looked like he had 3 or 4 Islanders to beat here and nothing much going. Roberts comes off the bench. And Domi recovers a loose puck and slides it behind his back to Roberts, who walked in. Now watch the collision. You can see that Osgood put his right leg out to try and stop the puck, and Roberts ran into it after he scored with his foot. There's Sierkowski, who lost the puck. Hammerlick doesn't have a stick, so he's not worth much. And there's the collision. The right leg of Osgood and the skate of Roberts.
Chris Osgood, as you see, is still down in the goal crease area. Therapist is out working that right leg. And it looks like Snow might be coming in. At least he thinks so. He's getting ready. Osgood's still down.
Well, the referee doesn't give you a lot of time, especially when you look as uncomfortable as Osgood does. So they're going to have to take Osgood off and see how he is. And I think they're going to force Snow to come in. But the Leafs tie it up with 6:33 to go. Never mind the goal, we know it. And see if you can see how he got hurt. Right there.
Fortunate break for Domi at center ice. He was alone when he first got a chance to move and tried to do some stick handling. And he couldn't quite do it. But then the puck came loose to him again. He turned and made a back pass. That didn't quite work, but it scooted through. And here was Roberts just off the bench taking off. He went in and made that big move on Osgood and tied the game. Osgood is up on his skates. And I don't know if he's going to leave yet. Snow is still on the bench.
They're giving him a lot of time. Pat Quinn, I'm sure, is complaining. If he's hurt, make the goalie change. You can always put him back in.
Here comes Snow now, I believe. Harry is kind of, no, he's sitting back down again. He got up at the bench and started to move to the gate. And then he got back down. So it seems as if Osgood is saying, I'm okay, I'm going to stay.
The goaltender is the only player that doesn't have to come off if the trainer goes on the ice to see him.
The game is tied at 1. Chris Osgood shaken up on that scoring play by Roberts. Has elected to stay in. Therapist looked at him, talked to him, worked that leg a bit, that right leg, and he stays in for New York.
Well, that's good news. In the 7th game, you want everybody playing to see who wins.
He's made 8 stops so far in the game. A 1-1 tie now. Gashin on the ice again, close to the net, centers it. Comes back out, and Cairns, the defenseman, was there. It's out over the line. Back in. That is offside.
Let's have another look at the goal. Domi looked like he was going nowhere, and then he recovered a loose puck and made this pass that looked like it wasn't going anywhere. Sierkowski missed it. Roberts got in alone. Hammerlick, no stick, couldn't handle Roberts, and he scores. Harry Roberts had a great playoff series, and you can see how the legs collided to cause the injury to Osgood, but he appears to be all right.
6:12 left in the period. Face-off won by New York. Controlled at center. Dumped across center ice. Over the glass at the penalty box. Roberts from Domi and Carberlet was the scoring play. That's Roberts' 2nd goal of the series. 13:27 the time of the goal.
And that's a 4-game point streak for Roberts. 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. He's a hot commodity for the Leafs.
Lumet plays it back. Helash had a tough time controlling that for offside. Reichel was inside the line, batted the puck back in, and he, in fact, was offside.
Well, Darcy Tucker's back after he was leveled about 5 minutes ago, and he probably got a little bit of a long breather when they had the Osgood injury and the trainer out there. So he appears to be ready for action again.
What a tough game it was on Long Island on Sunday night. Just about everybody bruised a little bit. Some, of course, more than others. Spirited workout by both teams here at the Air Canada Centre this morning, though.
Kenny Johnson and his sister skated and took part in it. Not playing tonight.
Johnson had everybody guessing that he would be playing tonight. He worked hard in the workout. Big spring the puck out of the zone. Cleared down through center ice. And once again, it's too high and over the glass into the crowd. Boyne and Hoagland a little pushing and shoving. So far it's come. As we said, not too much bodily contact in the game.
Not as much as in the Island, but Roberts throws a good body check here on Parrish and recovers the puck.
Roberts has been tough in this series.
The Islanders very much more aggressive at home than they have been here in Toronto, and I don't know whether that's the reason they haven't won a game here, but they smothered the Leafs with hits in Game 6, but it hasn't happened tonight yet.
Neither team has won a game on the road. Leafs here 3 times, Islanders there 3 times. Leafs dump it in. Cairns takes a look from the corner. Gets away. Poked the puck up to center ice. Domi was hauled down. The crowd wanted one called. So did Domi as he goes by the referee now and says something.
Well, this is the obstruction interference there's too much of. And it's not only the Islanders that do it, it's every team in the league. You're trying, Domi's going to get the puck. Now Blake hooks him, but watch this. Before Domi gets there, he's knocked down by Blake. And it happens at both ends of the rink, and the NHL should cut it out if they can.
5:19 left in the period. Islanders got a shot. All the way from center ice high. Joseph the glove on it. Darcy Tucker. Pass, rink wide. Picked off easily. It was intended for McGillney, who was flying down the wing. Islanders back up. That'll be across center ice if he touches it. Hunter did not, so the Leafs bring it back down. At the line, Tchaikovsky turns. Boyne swift pass. They get the puck to center. Belak will run it back in. Tucker was on it, lost it, and Reichel comes back to his own line. Then played it high on the boards and down inside the line. McGillney, good move by McGillney to come out front with it. Left it at the blue line. A beautiful pass. Shot is deflected down wide of the net by McCabe. Roberts dumped it behind the net. Here comes McGillney again. The penalty coming up against New York. As they touch it, holding the stick in behind the net. Somebody has gone for that. And when we come back, the Leafs will go on the power play again.
She changed her identity.
I like this.
Started a new life.
You like it here?
All to escape the most dangerous man she's ever known. Her husband.
You have a divine animal right to protect your own life and the life.
They keep pulling the stick and they keep getting caught. This time it's Sketcher.
On McCall, you can see right here he's got a hold of his stick. What you have to do, maybe, is get gloves that are the same color as the other teams, and it wouldn't be an easy call. But when one team's got the black ones and the other one the blue ones, it's a simple call.
4:20 left in the period. 1-1 tie. Toronto on the power play. Paulie kicked it loose. Hammerleck will drive it to the corner. That'll get out.
2 minutes for holding the stick.
Pass comes to Roberts. Tough one to handle, though. And the Leafs have to come back. McCabe skates up to the line. Comes to center, dumped it ahead on the right side. McCauley won't get to it, but Hoagland runs. He does. He's covered, though, in time. Carberlay moves up along the boards. The point is there. 20 yards in front of the net. Oh, what a save that was by Osgood. He was down. It was lifted high just inside the post. And Osgood got his glove on it.
Well, Roberts was the guy that shot it, and he tried to get it up higher than he got it up, and Osgood made a nice catch. And Osgood's been a sharp goaltender tonight. The Islanders complaining that that icing should have been called. Osgood looks like he's a little uncomfortable there. The icing's waved off. Now watch Roberts come to the front of the net and get a little quick shot right there. Here's Robert. Boy, he loves to hang around in front of the net. Told me many times he's got 80% of his goals from the blue ice. Nearly got another one.
Nice win to draw. McCabe. Coverley. Covered. Ahead with it. Back in front. McCauley. Next shot by Osgood, too. Another big save by Chris Osgood, keeping the score at 1-1. 1:10 left on the power play for Toronto. Kavashi is up there trying to get it on and doing a pretty good job on Coverley. But he made the pass out. There goes Hoagland up over the line. Comes back to the pass. Shot is deflected. Roberts again got that one away. Hoagland and Roberts behind the net. Hoagland gets it. Tossed it to McCauley. Back for Hoagland. Close quarters in there. McCauley is covered. Kicked it loose. There's Roberts. Coming out from behind the net. Now McCabe. Over to Roberts again. The angle is sharp. He won't shoot it. McCabe can't handle it. And they have to get back on side with 35 seconds left in the penalty. Back in over the line to go. Here comes Roberts on this side. He's in. Right in front. Loose puck. Cleared down. Oh, and Osgood got back and made a big save on McGillney as the Leafs are all around that net. Hammerlock can't get the goal.
Hammerlock's in the crease without a glove when a couple of those shots were taken, and he's having a tough time getting up. Osgood again. Watch Roberts. He tries to cut right across in front. Hammerlock takes him out. Roberts avoids Osgood, but Hammerlock goes down as if he's got a bad arm. And McGillney can't get the puck out into the scoring area, but Roberts, who's been a whirling dervish in this first period, tries to cut across and put it in. Can't do it. Good play by Osgood in heavy traffic.
McGillney had the big chance then right after that, and Osgood got back up in time to take that shot away. Look at the action around the net on this power play. But it's still 1-1. 23 seconds left in the penalty. McGillney had that golden opportunity to put the Leafs ahead. He stays on. Tucker is to his right. Reichel will try to win the draw against LaPointe of New York. Leafs go after it. Helash got a skate up. Up to the corner again. To Helash by McGillney. He comes out. Centering pass. Just missed his man. It's out to center ice. Reichel fired it in. McGillney is tied up at the blue line trying to split the defense. Shot down the ice. That'll do it on the penalty. He's back on. The penalty's served. 1-1 tie. 2:14 left in the period. Offside called at the Toronto blue line.
Well, Gary Roberts has been the best player in either team, with Osgood probably challenging for that title. And here's a little summary of some of the work Roberts has done. We know that he's a physical forward, and this is a great chance here after he got the first goal, and then another chance. Here's the goal. He walks in, forehand, and then bumps into Osgood.
On that last power play, Toronto had 4 good shots that Osgood stopped. Now Gary Hawk is trying to get in there. Put on the brakes. Hangs on to it. Does a good job with it. Gets it back to Coverley. Fired in wide. There's Falk again to pick it up. Falk trying to come out. He does get it back. Green shot. Tipped in front of the net. Domi was in there again, but covered by Scatchard. The Islanders bring it away. Long pass goes astray down the ice. Kane had to hurry over there. He flipped it a little bit too high, and it's over the boards at the Maple Leaf bench with only 1:40 left to play in the first period of the 7th game, and it's tied at 1.
Laviolette can't get the matchups that he wants here on the road as easily. Pat Quinn has played, for the most part, just 3 lines. Healy, since the penalty is not played. McLean has played 1 shift. And Reichel has been out there on a couple of different lines.
Falk is getting some chances on this line with Travis Green. He's on there again now. Domi is on the right wing. Domi takes this pass. Had to move it in a hurry because he was checked quickly by Sean Bates. There's Falk forechecking once again. Got the puck loose. Knocked down at the line, and Domi nearly got a break going in. Here comes Bates. He's bumped just inside the line, in on the boards. Knocked down and centered by LaPointe, but that's Domi again. Coming back up to center ice. Flipped it on the board, trying to fool the defenseman. He did not. Back with him is Korolev. Tucker is flattened twice. Knocked down and then took a cross check. Tucker comes after the puck, but it'll be Bates who'll skate away and get it up through center ice. Islanders bring it in. A weak backhander by Korolev is caught, thrown behind the net. Reichel out. Tapped it over the line to Tucker. Tucker, they're watching him come in. And the shot hit a stick and then went away wide. Scatchard and McGillney. McGillney stopped it again. Scatchard takes it and brings it to center ice. He comes up over the line and he's offside. Down at center, it was Reichel who was nailed, and the crowd 1-on-1 call.
I think both teams have got to discipline themselves not to retaliate. Don't get mad and run back at somebody, or you're going to get a penalty, and that's doubly true for the Leafs because their penalty killing hasn't been very good. Reichel takes a wallop there, and he hasn't touched the puck as big. Navasha, who's played very well here in the last 3 or 4 games after a slow start.
1-1 tie, 28 seconds left. First period. Toronto out shooting New York now, 13-10.
McCabe lost his stick into the crowd, and that's his favorite stick, so he goes down and hits it back. He might not have been able to do that in Long Island.
So they line up for the face-off just outside the Toronto line. Yashin on again for New York. One to draw. Van Imp steadied the puck, then lost it. It was Kearns who lost it. Van Imp helped him out again. Offside going to be called against Toronto as McCauley brought it in. Hoagland was trapped.
Hammerlock, as you know, got hurt about 4 minutes ago, and he's gone to the Leaf medical room, which might mean he's going to get x-rayed or going to be looked at a little more seriously. It looked like his arm, and here's how it happened. Roberts tries to cut to the net, and you can see down goes Hammerlock, loses the glove, so you might think it's his hand or wrist or arm. But we'll try and get an update on you, but when they take the visiting player to the Leaf medical room, it's usually serious.
Pass gets up over center, and Kabasha wrapped it in. 10 seconds left in the period. Kabasha up on McCabe, on the boards. They fight away for it. The puck does come out. Back to the line, cleared by Toronto. That'll do it. One goes to win the first period. Toronto 13 shots. New York 10 shots. Don Cherry is in the building and ready for the coach's corner in the first intermission. And the goals coming from Yashin. Power play and Roberts. It is 1-1.
When I see a penalty like Healy got as a coach, didn't get on, I said, he'll not get on again. And when you, let's see it. I mean, it's 7th game. We're almost toast. Look, look, this is roughing. Look, you got a big bite. What are you doing? And they score on it. I went absolutely wild because I know as a coach, what am I doing? I got this kid out here, he does that. He never got on the ice again, he shouldn't.
What you just said there, Tiger Williams in '78 said the Islanders aren't only done like dinner, they're burnt toast. So you must have been connecting the two, because these series have been very similar. Funny that you'd use the analogy of burnt toast for the Leafs.
Oh, I did?
But it's 1-1.
Why did I use burnt toast
You
for
just mentioned we're almost toast were your exact words, but it made me think of the similarities.
Why did I say, I don't remember saying burnt toast. What are you talking?
We're almost toast. You were saying that when he takes that penalty, you referring to the Leafs, we're almost toast.
I don't remember saying that. Anyhow, remember I said in the, warm-up, the cave shot at Snow? Watch this here now. I knew something was going to come. Watch this here now. Now watch Cummings, and then Ty come to his rescue. Now, here's Cummings, puts it out there again. Now watch. You'll see Cummings on the left-hand side. And there's Schwab standing there now. Geez, I think we're going to get there. Anyhow, he picks up the puck. Now watch Ty come over. Now he picks up the puck. Watch now. See, Ty comes over and he said, "Don't you shoot that puck." And there, yeah, you shoot that puck. I know it's childish little things. You knew you were going to shoot the puck at the goalie. Yeah. I know it's Charlie little things, but you can't let guys away with it.
One of the things we both noticed is in Junior A and Major Junior, there's linesmen on the ice.
Yeah.
Nothing. But
I couldn't believe it. I said, "Where's the linesman?" I figured it was Junior.
all right, huge deal is Corson.
All
What
right.
do you think?
Now, wait a minute. Don't roll it yet. I know I'm going to get criticized, but Corson did not mean to kick him. I'm telling you right now, Warrior did not mean to kick him. What happened? He took a few shots to the head, and then the sweater got over, and he panicked a little. He knew he was down there. I know it's not nice. He meant to knee him in the head. I know that's not bad. You know, that's not very nice, and you kids never do it. But watch. He doesn't kick. He went to knee him. Now, watch this here. But Colin had to call it anyhow. I mean, it all starts here. I'm going to talk while it goes on. I mean, they're looking for trouble and everything. But Colin had to call it because of the Tucker and Turner thing, Roberts thing. Now, you'll see when he gets there. Now, I mean, this is we're going to have a little. He really takes some shots here, too. He get that helmet off.
You think the league's been backpedaling ever since that game?
No, I don't know. I don't know. But they're really going to. It's Cairns is a big guy, boy, and he can really go. He's getting set up here now. You can see how he's getting that set up now. And he gets that arm loose there. He's trying to get. See, he gets a shoulder pad. As soon as you get that elbow pad off, that's what he was waiting for. Pretty good shot. But look at. I mean, can you imagine? So he gets a little panicky here. Now the sweater goes over his head. And grabs his hair. I thought there was a penalty for grabbing hair. Got it again. He's got the hair. Anyhow, he's still going. Way to go. Now he goes down. They get up. Now they pull the sweater over. I don't know how that sweater. Now watch. If he was kicking, he brought the knee up at him. He did not mean to kick him. And I'm telling you that right now. And I know I'm going to get criticized. And that's exactly what happened. He tried to knee him. He knew he was down there. And I just want to say, kids, you never do that there stuff.
Well,
but he never.
That's hugely dangerous, all right?
I know it's dangerous. I just meant he didn't mean to kick him with the skate. He meant to knee him. All right.
By the way, Colin Campbell will join us in the second intermission tonight.
He had to call it, eh?
Yes.
One game, and it's tough calling the seventh game.
Repeat offender, too, he said, for the $1,000 fine. All right, Montreal took out Boston.
Well, I mean, Theodore, they should have pulled a rocket and given 3 stars. I mean, 40 shots to 18, and it happened to me. First place club, it happened to me one time. I'll never forget my first year. We beat Tony Esposito the first game 6-1. He was awful. They put in the paper, Esposito finished, and he come back, couldn't get a P by him, and we were gone. It's the same old thing. 56-18, we outshot. That's what happened there with Theodore. But how about Gilmore, eh? I mean, I know you people are here, but I mean, he could have been here. I mean, come on, this set here in the fall saying he wants to come here. He lives here. He told me he'd cut off his arm to come here. No, we don't want Dougie. We're going to get McGinley. Is he playing tonight?
You see, one good chance.
Yeah. McGinley, $4.2 million. Then they go get Reichel, and then they go get Redbeard. He goes there. He's got 7 points in 7 games. But anyhow, I'm not getting into that anymore. Why couldn't he have been here? Wouldn't he have been a beauty? And I remember saying here, what if Mats gets hurt? You got a beautiful guy coming right in. No.
We don't even. I don't want to get in, but I thought you know the old theory of one wolf with his tail in the air.
No, Mats would have been all right. Dougie would have been here, anything like that. Now, I want to say something about the players in Philadelphia, how they treated Billy Barber. Can you imagine the year Billy Barber has? He's coached the year last year. Everything's going good. His wife gets cancer. He dies. He thinks so much of the players. He goes and coaches that night. Then he gets in, and the players quit against Ottawa. They quit against Ottawa. Yeah, it was his fault that they didn't score, didn't hit, couldn't keep the puck out. It was his fault. And then they must have known he was fired because they come out in the paper. I've never seen that in my life before. What kind of a character on that team? And criticize the guy knowing he was going to be fired, and then he's fired. I mean, what a year he has. Those players in Philadelphia should be ashamed of themselves, if nothing else, because of his lovely wife, Jen. I think they showed a little mercy on the guy, fired him 4 days later, and he's a class guy. Everybody knows he's a class guy, and those guys in Philadelphia should be ashamed of themselves.
The 1976 Coach of the Year, Don Cherry, on his Coach's Corner on Hockey Night in Canada.
Coach's Corner on CBC. Brought to you by B.F. Goodrich. B.F. Goodrich. Take control.
The Islanders and Leafs in Game 7 here at the Air Canada Centre. First period complete, and they're tied at 1. On a night when it looks like Chris Osgood might have his best stuff, Gary Roberts beat him in the first period. Gary, how would you describe your team's effort in the biggest game of the season?
Well, it's obviously a big game, and they scored a goal early in the period, which kind of quieted us down a little bit, but I thought we worked hard. We had some good chances. We just got to continue to get the puck to the net.
Do you think home ice is working for the Leafs the way it worked in your 3 previous wins in this series on here at the ACC?
Well, we just hope it does. We're really working on playing a smart game, keeping the game very simple, making sure we're not turning the puck over, and we're doing a pretty good job so far.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Up to the Minute, brought to you by Ford of Canada, Canada's #1 choice.
When Flyers GM Bob Clark fired Bill Barber today, he was asked about the players coming out yesterday.
We don't approve of that, but we don't censor the players. I think the players were embarrassed by what happened in the playoffs and felt as though they had to respond.
The World Championships today, Canada versus the United States fell behind 1-0 in the second period, but rallied on goals by Ryan Smith, the captain, and Jamie Wright scores the game-winning goal for the Canadians as they run their record to an unblemished 3-0 in Sweden. There's a look at the scoring summary of the game. As you can see in Group D, Canada with Jean-Sébastien Giguère in net, undefeated. Now, a look ahead to our schedule. Patrick Roy, perfect last night, his 21st career playoff shutout. It'll be Colorado and San Jose tomorrow evening. On Thursday, we'll have Ottawa versus either Toronto or Long Island. And then Friday night, we're on the air at 7 Eastern with the amazing Montreal Canadiens against Carolina on Hockey Night in Canada.
Up to the Minute, brought to you by Ford of Canada, Canada's #1 choice.
Welcome back to the Air Canada Centre. Hamrlik on the bench for the New York Islanders. He seems to be okay. We are in a 1-1 tie as we start the second period. Goals by Yashin. Power play, New York. Gary Roberts, his second of the playoffs. Yashin's was his third.
When Yashin scored, Bob, it was the 6th Islanders shot. They were out shooting the Leafs 6-1. Ever since that goal, the Leafs have outshot them 13-4 and scored.
Around the faceoff. Break for Blake. Couldn't quite reach it. Here's a shot. Stop by Joseph. He got away out. He's still out. Islanders had the puck in there too. Behind the net, Berg will rescue the puck and give it to Bolton. He gets it out to Domi. He's bumped. Green tried to go in on it. Puck is back out to the center ice area. Webb bumped with Domi again. Now Berg in his own zone. Pass taken by Green at center. That's brought back to Domi. Into the shot right on. Good shot it was. Osgood. Had save and down across the line. The Islanders move in and they don't get too far in that rush. Coyne back in his own zone. Plays the center. Gatchard missed it. Dropped it back a second time. Fed ahead by Schultz. Gatchard lost it again. Crawley knocked down. Yashin finds the shot. Joseph barely moved in time on that one. Islanders are in on it. Kamasha to the far side, pulling away from McCauley. Kamasha getting out front of the net. The Leafs recovering. They have to relieve the pressure by shooting it out. And down the ice. Icing with Cairns back to touch it up.
Well, Curtis Joseph on the slick ice fell down when he came out to clear the puck and slid right out of the goal into behind the net. And the Islanders could never get the puck out in the scoring area, but holding the breath, I'm sure, for the Leaf fans and players. Here it is here. He comes out, tips it away, makes the save. Now look how far he slides in that fresh ice. He's away behind the net. The Islanders never get the chance before he got back in.
Kip Miller for New York. On the face-off, roll to the boards, comes in for checking. Relax, lift to the high one to the glass. Henrik stepped up near the blue line. Given a hand pass. As Bates played it. He did not, so it goes on. Knocked it over the line and coming in to Gilney. Left it there in front of the net. One quick shot is wide. Reichel behind the goal. He's bringing it out front. Twisting and turning in the corner. McGillney. All the way back to the blue line. Backhands it in. Against the flow to the corner. And that's where Tucker is pinned in on the board by Carey. McGillney again. Stick handle through. Comes out front. Beautiful play. Shot. Stop. McGillney then knocked down, but he's back on his skates and has it again. McGillney penalty coming up against New York. And Lume will take over to center with Joseph gone to the bench. They have the extra man on. Pilac. Lots of time to move it back. Careful now in front of that empty net. Pilac gets the second pass. Slow getting the center and got it ahead to Tucker. Rink wide. Chance here. Score! McGillney! With the extra man on. Joseph watched that scoring play from the bench. Been a while since we've seen that work. It worked right here. And it's 2-1 Toronto.
Well, Pilac, he made all the Leaf fans wonder what he was doing. On the delayed penalty, he carried the puck right back in behind his own net, with Joseph, of course, out. But then he makes the pass up here to Tucker, and the Leafs on the line to McGillney, and he lets it go. McGillney's had a lot of chances. That's his 28th shot of this series and his third goal. And a big goal for the Leafs on the delayed penalty call.
Alexander McGillney. What a beautiful goal it turned out to be. He got to the slot, was open, got the puck, took a look, and bingo. The Leafs are ahead for the first time here in a crucial Game 7 in this series. Now Hoagland fired the pass up the center to Gary Roberts. Roberts eluding a hit coming in, pulling around Aucoin. Aucoin got the puck, doesn't get out, shot in front of the net, off a stick and high. On this near side, shot in behind the net by Hoagland. Roberts fighting hard in there again and coming out with the puck. Centers it through the crease and out, all the way to center ice. Tchaikovsky is up there watching the Leaf defenseman McKay. But it'll be Hoagland losing it at center ice. Islanders trying to fight back now. Yesson, pass back, here's the shot. Joseph the save. Knocked into the corner. Tchaikovsky is in there looking for it. Again, the Leafs get it across the line to center ice. Islanders move in. Koski winds up, shot, stop. Joseph hot now. Looking fine in there. Looking sharp. 2 saves now already on this shift by the Islanders. Into the corner it goes. Tchaikovsky centered it. Off the boards. Leafs cannot clear it now. It is cleared, but there's a penalty called on that play against the New York Islanders.
Volk got high stick, Bob, and he's still lying on the ice at the blue line. So it's a 4-minute penalty as he appears to be cut. As you can see, his teeth, he's lost a couple. And so the penalty, there it is right there. You can see lots of evidence that the high stick came up and flicked him right in the face. Walton's played a lot and played real well in the first period. And the penalty's going to go to Jason Blake right there. As Blake reached around Hoagland and hit Volk right in the face, or around McCabe and hit Volk right in the face. Here it is right there. Volk goes down and he'll go in for some stitches. Joseph made a real fine stop and then a lovely little poke check on the rebound.
4 minutes on the clock for this high stick on Gary Volk.
Here's the stop by Joseph, and it's a dandy. Now watch the little poke check, so the rebound couldn't go to Aucoin, who was waltzing down the middle.
High sticking, Blake, the player, drawing 4 minutes. The Leafs are ahead 2-1. Big power play coming here for Toronto with Aucoin. Drives it into Joseph. Maple Leafs back, McGillney. again starts to play off. Leafs line up to come, and it's four of them across center, dumping it in. Out of the net is Osgood. Dumped it high to the glass. Tucker dropped it back. McCabe fires! And it's deflected, and it'll come back out down the ice.
Well, the Leafs scored with 6 skaters on the ice on the delayed penalty as Joseph left when he saw the referee with the hand up. Cairns is going to get the penalty right there as he elbowed Tucker when he went behind the net, and then about 25 seconds later on this neat little passing play, Tucker to Reichel to McGillney, and it's 2-1.
Power play now, Toronto. Cave starts it off this time. His defense partner, Coverley. Up to center. Hope checked at center ice, final point. McCabe had to bail him out. Again, McCabe will carry. Ahead to McGillney. And that's offside at the line. McGillney knocked it down with his hand. Thought he had made the play across the line, but Reichel had gone in ahead of him.
Well, a slow start by the Leafs. They certainly have played a lot better since they gave up the first goal. On a 4-minute penalty, you have to work hard on the bench as the coach to try and convince your players 40 to 50 seconds is enough and then get off, because mentally you might think, we got 4 minutes, I can stay out here for a long time, but that is not the way you want to do it.
Getting in there to the zone is Pilash. He's stopped by Kabasha, but the Leafs have it in there, not for long. It's off the stick of Green and cleared down the ice by Sean Bates. 1 minute gone in the 4 minutes against a penalized player. Blake. Pilash again. Gets the zone and loses it, and it's back up. Leafs get onside and bring it near the line. They had to double take, get back out again. Green was in, had to come back. Shot along the boards for him. Again, stolen by Bates and cleared by Bates. Leaf power play not looking good this time. They had 3 shots in their last power play. In on the attack now, shot near the line. Pilash stopped that. He had to hurry, and he did. Got bounced over a couple of sticks. Then at the blue line at the far side, Green gave it away. It's knocked down at the line. The Leafs having a tough time keeping it in. And it's shot away and down the ice again. 2 minutes gone. First liner done. 2-1. Toronto's leading. Coming up to the 7-minute mark already in the second period. Toronto now moving it up hard. Carberlay looking sharp. Comes in, swings back to the line. Deals it off to the corner. In back of the net is Robertson. He'll come forward, but it'll be Kabasha who'll bring it out for the Islanders as far as the blue line, and Hoagland caught him, but he got a stick down on it again and cleared it. 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the power play. Shot in by McCabe. Here's McCauley. That's Robertson. Here's Hoagland. To the corner again. Good play by Aucoin, but it'll be Hoagland. Stick handling around one check. Hoagland again. Aucoin stopped him. Van Imp trying to clear it. He will now as he turned and found it and cleared it. Osgood nothing to do on this 4-minute power play, which is almost done. 1 minute left on it. Leafs are leading in the game 2-1. And the goal by McGillney here at 2:37. Reichel with the low shot. Osgood stick save from the line. McRae shoots, tipped in front of the net. Cleared to the line, not out. There's Tucker. Fires a pass. Reichel tried to make the play in front of the net. From the line, Haverley and Reichel again. Risks at the goal with the shot. And Osgood had the angle on that. And he will hold with 36 seconds left in the penalty.
What a play by Van Imp to intercept that pass, because it would have been a huge scoring opportunity. You're going to see right here, Reichel tried to slip it into McCabe, who was going to walk in all alone on Osgood. And Van Imp made a nice one. There's a couple of guys who can pass the puck.
I know one guy can.
The other guy
he made a few in his career, I'll tell you.
The other guy passes the puck, doesn't he? You guess which one we're talking about.
36 seconds left in the penalty. The Leafs have had only 2 shots on goal so far on this power play. 4 minutes was called. 28 seconds is left. 2-1 Toronto, nearing 8 minutes of play in the second. Up they come. Pilash delivers a pass up to the line. That's broken up. Islanders looking sharp here. And clear it down the ice. Lume, right side, on the boards and in. Fired away by the Islanders, all the way back down behind Joseph. Lume coming back. The penalty to Blake is now over. He's on the ice. Nearly stopped the rushing Leaf defenseman on that play. Just missed him. Green gallops to center and went by him in over the line. There was McGillney. Green has it for a second. Tarkovsky played it out. Was bumped trying to go for the puck. That might have prevented a 2-on-1 for New York. Leafs move up inside the line. Carvalhay pass. McGillney takes it in the corner. Leaves it there. And the play is called. The linesman is coming in a hurry.
Illegal substitution, I think, Bob, so the face-off will go to center ice.
Could be a too many men on the ice penalty. We'll see.
Yes, it is.
That's what it's going to be. It's against Toronto.
This is a new version of the Leaf power play. 6 skaters out there, and this was an easy call. As you can see, no one's anywhere near the bench among those 6 skaters.
Shakti, the linesman, saw it from center ice and took off and came in a hurry. Call the play. Power play now for the New York Islanders, only their second in the game. And their first, remember, they scored a goal. Yes, at 3:41 in the first penalty called in this game. In the first period, now too many men on the ice against Toronto, and the Leafs leading 2-1. Hammerlick dumps it in. Joseph played it away around the net. Islanders get it out to Hammerlick. A shot stopped by Joseph. Rebound comes to Yashin, hopped over to stick. Hammerlick pounds it into the corner. Around the net it goes to Parrish. Back out to the line to Aucoin. Into the corner once again. Bates. Aucoin just onside. Crowd said offside, and now the linesman concurs with that call. It's offside.
Well, the Islanders already have a power play goal tonight, and it has been phenomenal. The 11th power play of the series, number 1 in the NHL. As I said earlier, they've only been shut out in 1 of the 7 games, and 11 of their 20 goals have been scored with the man advantage. And here's the offside call. Got to get all the way out. I'm not sure it did.
.46 left in the second period. This is game 7. It is 2-1 Toronto. Hard hitting series it has been. A tough series. And we're not done yet. Islanders come to center. Power play New York. In over the line it goes. Pass gets in. Picked off there and lifted high. Out and down the ice by Lume. The goalie out to play. Adrian Aucoin behind his own goal. Hunter turns to his right. He leaves it for Hammerlick, his defense partner. Up to center. Back to Aucoin. The 2 defensemen get the zone all right. Set in front. The low shot is wide. Rebound. Joseph covering against the post on the short side. Hammerlick stopped it at the blue line. Was checked immediately. The Leafs don't clear it. Here's Hunter. Getting in. Loose puck. And Joseph down. Lost his stick, but that's okay. As the puck.
Well, Curtis Joseph's been a little busier in the last 6 or 8 minutes and has had to make some big saves. Here is one of them. As you can see, Berg overskates the puck, and Joseph has to make the stop, then cover the rebound, and the Leafs are much too pleasant in front of their own net. It's cost them about 8 of the 11 power play goals and nearly another one.
Curtis Joseph Another big save by him. 28 seconds left in the penalty against Toronto. Ponikarovsky serving it. Islanders win the draw. Hammerman gets a shot. Joseph the save. They'll do it all over again. 18th shot of the game by New York.
Well, they win the draw. Here's the shot right here. This is an earlier shift. Sierkowski had a shot, but from a terrible angle.
New York's power play, their second of the game, winding down. 23 seconds left. Again, they win the draw. Again, Hammerlich tossed it to the corner. Bates got it back. Leafs pick it off. McCauley comes up the center ice, keeps going with it. McCauley drops it. Dave shoots. Just missed the far side. Bates will dump it out to the line. And now shot in deep by Balkan. He's roughed up by O'Coin. The Islanders bring it back away. And the penalty is over. Ponikarovsky is out of the box. In comes Bates, dropping it back. Anderson putting on the brakes, getting it over in front of the net. There's Tucker. He'll poke it away. And Leafs get up there with Reichel. A pass. I have no idea why he decided to pass. Left-handed shot. He was home free. And elected not to shoot. Yashin brings it in near the net. Coverley back to cover up. Now it's opened up a little bit as they go harder. 2-1 Toronto. Yashin trying to move it out front. Tucker stopped it. A penalty called against Toronto as Yashin was hauled down. And Reichel, who just had that great chance to score, now gets a penalty. Reichel is in the penalty box for holding, and here's the face-off deep in the zone. 2-1 Toronto. They win the draw again. They've been winning all these face-offs. Islanders, power play again. O'Coin shot, stopped by Joseph. O'Coin stopped it at the line, but it's knocked away, and down the ice McCauley nearly got a break, but for Hammerlich, who got back in time. He turns around the net. McCauley gave him a problem or two, slowed him up. Now he's to center with the pass to Sierkowski. Over the line, trying to pick it back to the defenseman Hammerlich. It goes in deep. Roulet chased it, so did Berg. Around the goal to the other side. Good play by McCauley to hustle over there and knock it down the ice. The Leaf penalty killers are changing up. 40 seconds gone on this power play of New York. 2-1 Toronto. 8:05 left to play in the second. Islanders come up. Hammerlich rips it into the far side. Joseph House couldn't stop it. Cave lost it. Islanders come in together. Played on the boards. That's Yashin. Yashin played it around to the line again. Long shot gets in there. Tipped on the Cave up high, wide of the net. Knocked down in front of the goal in the crease area. At least get a chance to clear it. They're going to do that. That's a big play by Carberlay. Look at him go. Down he comes to the net. The shot for him. And Carberlay took a swing at it going for the net as Osgood made the play and the stop to hang on. Great rush though by Carberlay.
Well, the Leafs get away with one as McCabe probably could have got a penalty here as the Leafs look like the puck is bouncing in a tough area. Watch McCabe right here. Runs some interference, and that gives the space for Carberlay to roll and make that nice rush that you were talking about. A hard shot as the puck was bobbled. Carberlay tried to get a stick on it, but Osgood wouldn't allow him to do it.
Thomas Carberlay. Smooth skating, great passing defenseman for the Maple Leafs. Roman Hammerlich for the New York Islanders. Coming out, 35 seconds left in the power play. It's broken up by Falk again. Falk knocks it down a second time. Back in his own zone and clears it out over the line to center ice. Hammerlich will bring it in. Fires it as he sees Falk coming right for him. Islanders up on it. Dumped in behind the net. Carberlay there, knocked off the puck by Parrish. Slapped away by Falk again. Falk doing a big job killing this penalty. It's out to center ice again. 5 seconds left in the penalty against Reichel. So, he's on as you hear the crowd salute him and the Leaf penalty killers. Islanders get the zone. Blake moves it in hard, drops it back. Leafs are back to break it up, and there goes Reichel. He's fresh, well rested, out of the penalty box and coming in hard. Gets over it in front, tapped it up the net. And Osgood stopped that and smothers the puck for a face-off in the New York zone. 6:33 left in the second.
Shots are 19-19. Osgood, who still looks like he's uncomfortable after that fill in the first period when Roberts scored, but he has been sharp tonight, and the goaltending duel is pretty close to even with reference to number of shots and number of difficult saves. And the Leafs have put one more by Osgood than the Islanders have put by Joseph.
19 shots apiece at this juncture of the second. Travis Green talking to the defenseman Akiberg to move over behind him near the boards. He's against LaPointe on this faceoff. Try to get it back. Domi tried and failed. So did Green. And Blake brings it on for New York. Up over the line, Webb dumps it in as Belak shoots it away on the boards, and it was stopped at the line. Cairns couldn't keep it in, though. Islanders had to come back. Stolen by Green. Shoot! Scores! Travis Green, high shot, and a 3-1 Toronto. Seventh game, 2-goal lead, Toronto.
Well, it looked like a play that wasn't going anywhere. As you can see, LaPointe tried to pass the puck and lost it, and then a knuckleball type shot by Green went over the glove. Here's the play as LaPointe tried to get it to Jason Blake, and Green, who was trailing Ponikarovsky, shoots it, and it may have gone off the Islander defenseman's stick and up and over Osgood.
Under 6 minutes left in the second period. Unassisted goal by Travis Green, and for him, that's goal number 1 in the series. High shot gives the Leafs a 3-1 lead. From the faceoff, the puck is shot deep into the Toronto zone. Leafs are ahead by 2 now. Hogan made a good play to knock it down. Pelash, a good play to put it right on the net. Blocker save made by Osgood. Leafs pour it on now for checking roll. In front of the net, though, it's cleared out rather quickly by Kavasha down the ice. On the boards it goes to center ice, and Schultz was waiting there. Yashin back for Schultz. Other side, the Leafs checking closely now. Knocked in over the line by McCauley again. Dropped it back. Nice play to Hoagland. Couldn't get in front of the net, though. He was stopped by Schultz. Hoagland and Schultz pushing and shoving. And Schultz grabbed Hoagland's stick. And the Leafs get it up there to center ice. McGillney is dumped as he got to the line. Bates drops it back in the New York zone. Under 5 minutes left in the period. Toronto 3. New York Islanders 1. Joseph looks around. Pokes it behind his net. Reichel tipped it. It got out to McGillney, who was checked again quickly, but he shakes it off. McGillney comes up over the line. He has one of the Leaf goals in this period. Trying to go in. Tucker is stopped. Hammerlick takes it. Tucker is dropped. Play continues, and the Islanders get it up the center. That is Bates bringing it up over the line and getting the shot to Joseph. Big rebound in front of Miller, and it's cleared away, and Parrish couldn't touch it. Toronto had free skating. It'll be McGillney over the line with it. Look at the move by him. Back! Oh, and a shot by Lumet is deflected just wide, and McGillney has him jumping now with another great move to Lumet.
Well, Joseph makes a good stop at the Leafs zone, and the Leafs get a nice chance to make it 4-1 at the other end. Here's the New York Islander chance. Joseph, a fat rebound, but the Islanders can't get it, and away the Leafs go. And McGillney, who's looking a lot more like the McGillney we saw all year with some nifty stick handling, got it to Lumet, and Lumet couldn't beat Osgood on a neat little pass by McGillney.
4:09 to play in the period. There's another one of the Leaf goal scorers. Roberts is the other. 3-1. Yashin has the goal for New York. First goal of the game early in the first. Berg shoots. That is stopped. Where is it? Deflected somewhere. Nobody knows where. It's into the crowd maybe.
The blocked shot on the play by Hunter. Let's have a look at the last goal. Did it go off a stick? Lapointe comes out. Nope. And it was kind of a knuckler that went off the mask or the glove of Osgood, who looked very awkward on that, and he hasn't looked that way tonight at all.
Maybe he screamed with that defenseman moving back.
Might have.
Because it was, as you said, a knuckler, but floated up over his shoulder. Reached up kind of blindly, and it went by him in the net. 3-1. 3:56 left in the period as Leafs pound another shot in on him. Point gets it out. Domi was back to break that up. Islanders stay with it. In over the line is Hunter. Getting away from Berg and gets the shot. But it was blocked before it got near the net. Leafs pick it up in the zone and get it out. Islanders fire it back in. Barrow poked at it. Leafs bring it out again. Domi racing to the far side looking for some room. He finds lots of it over there. Flipped it off the boards in and makes the sign at the bench he's coming off. 3:15 left in the period. Islanders move to center. Turns. In over the line. Kamasha moved in a hurry to get it in deep. Conway was checked and got the puck around the net for Hogan. They come out to center ice. Paulie was grabbed from behind and put off stride, couldn't move on it. Cade backs up. Dangerous pass though, the point just missed that. Here's Hogan, some room. Hogan shot right on. Osgood going down. Grabbed that and held on to it.
At a moment like this, you don't want to depend on bargain brake parts. So have your brakes checked every year and ask for premium quality Raybestos brand brakes. They're tested and certified for your safety. A life-saving reminder from Raybestos, the best in brakes.
We are back at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. I'm Bob Cole with Harry Neal. Scott Oak is here too. So is Ron McLean and Don Cherry. And this is Game 7, folks, of a tough, tough series. It is 3-1 Toronto leading with 2:44 left to play in the second period. The Leafs stay on top of the Islanders. They are not moving too well now. The Leafs start getting close checking game going here in the second. Look at this forechecking. 2 or 3 hits made, and the puck is shot down the ice. That will bring about an icing call against New York. The Islanders are having a tough time figuring out the Maple Leafs here in Toronto. Playoffs continue, round 2 all over the place. San Jose and Colorado tomorrow at 10 Eastern. CBC Hockey Night in Canada with that one. Don Whitman will have the play-by-play for you. Then Healy, Steve Armitage along.
Colorado, Sakic and Forsberg haven't scored for 6 games. Look out.
2:21 left in the period. Cade around the net. Slipped away to the boards. Leafs giving the Islanders fits in their own zone. Yashin trying to knock it off the boards. Comes loose, but look at that. Hoagland up to move it in deep again. Roberts trying to get away from Skechers. Or was that Van Impe? It was Van Impe, the defenseman. They finally get it to the line, but a long shot is just wide of Roberts. And Van Impe is bowled over by Roberts. Roberts brings it out in front of the net. Kamasha will take that one. And pounded away again. It's stopped by McCabe, and the shot is stopped by Osgood. And the Islanders can't get the puck out of the zone. With 1:38 left to play in the second period, 3-1 Toronto.
Well, in Long Island in the 3 games, the Leafs had a tough time matching the physical play initiated by the Islanders. But that has not happened here in any of the games, including this one. The Islanders are not nearly as aggressive here as they were at home. They've averaged 35 shots a game at home, 21 here. And McCauley comes back and throws Yashin into the boards. Amazing that the Islanders play so differently at home.
Green might be waved out.
Green in the first period won 11 of 12 faceoffs. He's lost a few this period, but he's been the dominant center in that department tonight.
Face-off, the puck is dropped. Lume gets a shot. That's blocked easily. Walk tried to get up, get a stick on it. Held down by a coin. Bates brings it in. Gets set for the shot at the net. Joseph down. And hangs out of it again. Coin came in off the blue line. Parrish was in on top of him. And Bates took the shot. And Joseph had the puck.
Bates made a real nice play here. He stalled off long enough when he got the puck till he got some traffic in front right here. He wasn't forced to shoot it in a hurry, and then he gets a shot through a pile of people. And Berg knocks his man down and helps Joseph on the rebound.
Watch him catch it. Comes loose, and look at that. Oh yes, well focused tonight. Curtis Joseph. 1 goal so far by New York. Yashin scored that early in the first. The Leafs have come back with 3 straight. 1:21 left in the period. Toronto 3, New York 1. Here's O'Coin. Shot. Off a skate. Tucker blocked that one. Centered. Shot by Bates is high. All the way off the boards and down the ice. Tucker nearly picked it off. Tucker steals it outside the line. Rolled it in for McGillney. He was slow getting in there. And the goalie, Osgood, moved it up. We are in the final minute now of the second as the Leafs continue to hound the Islanders on every move. Shot to center. Kip Miller picks it up and made the pass to open ice. That'll be taken in over the line by Hammerlin. In wide of the net it goes, and Lume back. Took a hit on the boards. It'll be McGillney who gets it free and out to open ice, and it's cleared across the Islanders line. Toronto with Reichel inside the line. They stall long enough, but it goes back inside their own zone. Berg plays it quickly to the glass. 18 seconds remaining in the period. Islanders get the puck in over the line. A chance comes here. Koski missed it, goes to his skates. Back near the line. Kieran shot. Shot by Joseph. Got the stick out on that one. And it'll be cleared to center with 4 seconds left in the period. The Toronto Maple Leafs have scored 3 times. 1 in the first attack, 2 here in the second. McGillney and Green, the goal scorers. Shot 13-11, New York. 24-23 over 2 periods, Toronto. But it's the Leafs leading after 2 periods, 3-1.
Sudden death at the Air Canada Centre tonight, and the Leafs lead the Islanders 3-1 after 2. Here's Darren Van Impe. Darren, it's not for lack of effort by the Islanders because you've given it your best shot, but why is the game turned in favor of the Leafs?
Well, they're throwing pucks to the net and stuff, and if we got to start throwing the puck to the net and crashing and get in front of there, and instead of us chipping it out and stuff, we got to try to take control.
It's been very much a home ice series, and the Islanders have played very aggressively at the Nassau County Coliseum. Why have you been unable to play that way at the Air Canada Centre?
We're still trying to figure that out. Obviously that was our game plan tonight, to try to come into here and play like we do at home, and hopefully in the third period we can do that.
Thank you, Darren.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There's Darren Van Impe of the Islanders. Stand by for after 40 minutes. Ron McLean will talk to NHL Vice President Coley Campbell. 2 periods complete at the ACC, and the Leafs lead the Islanders 3-1.
After 40 minutes on Hockey Night in Canada.
Back at the Air Canada Centre, where it's 3-1 Toronto after 2 periods. Pleased to be joined by the Senior VP and Director of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell. Commissioner Gary Bettman's going to join us on Saturday, on Labatt Saturday night, and Wayne Gretzky's here, so there's lots of expert opinion, Coley. But let's get into Shane Corson first. You're a coach, you're a former player. I know how tough it would be for you to suspend a guy for the 7th game of a first-round series. What was your criteria? What sort of precedent did you have? And tell us about maybe the process and how Shane tried to defend himself.
Well, I don't want to get in the process too much. That's a process between the league and the team and the player. But the criteria we use in discipline is we look at the particular act and we look at other acts, and I think we had 1 suspension, well, the league did, in the early 80s, Semenko, in a Calgary-Edmonton series, 1 game for kicking. And first of all, we had to determine if it was a kick. And it was determined by our staff and myself that he did kick him, and I can understand some of their logic why it wasn't a kick. And at the end of the day, we don't allow kicking in hockey. Now, Shane had been before us early in the series and had been fined $1,000 for an early incident, and you know, it's a discipline, and we had a discussion. So I think these things do carry forward as a player who had a prior incident and a repeat offender. But the 2 words that we uttered often during this process, Ron, were 7th game. And we're hockey people, and 7th game is tough, and we know it. And it was a tough decision.
Although a lot of fans will argue, and I don't know where you go with this, because Gary Bettman, obviously coming into the game in 1993, he's trying to sell the game in the United States and all this. I mean, you have to listen to your fans, and everybody will say, how in the world could you think even of a 7th game when a guy kicks? I mean, everybody's sort of crying, let's call more suspensions, let's do something. Mike Bossy, I can remember in 1978 when the Leafs roughed up the Islanders, he was saying it was ridiculous that the suspensions weren't stiff enough. So who do you listen to?
We got to be careful. One thing we noticed doing our jobs, we look at so many things in super slow motion, and the game happens quickly, and we're watching everything in slow motion, and the players do these things quickly, and hitting is part of the game, and when they cross the line, it's so great for the players on the ice, and we get in here and we depict it, we show it backwards, we show all kinds of slow motion on this hit, and then we compare them, like for example that stick in the net last night.
I agree with that, Clay, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're so tight for time, which is so frustrating. But, you know, I guess my point is the old story. Why not 10 games? Why not 20 games? Why not bigger, stiffer suspensions? Because when you see a series where the 2 captains are out and on and on and on, I mean, it has been, again, a brutal series, and people will say that they can understand it in 78, but in 2002 it seems odd.
Well, it's something we'll reflect upon when the playoffs are over, but we all know how important the 7th game is. Why the 1st or 2nd game in the series, or the 5th, 6th, or 7th game? It's they all have their own importance, and it's been something that's been discussed before. But you heard all the hockey people say 7th game. It's tough.
Right. And that's a fair comment. How about 2 referees? I mean, when you sit down with Wayne Gretzky and old buddy, and I mean, I'm really putting you on the spot there, but you know game management's out the window, because 2 guys don't know what the other guy is feeling about when to back off, when to...
Well, we've only been doing this for 2 years, and it's difficult. I know you have two thoughts out on the ice, but I'll tell you the final 2 rounds, I've been at every game the last 3 years, and they do a good job when we want everything called.
Veterans, though, right?
Well, our guys now that are working that came in will be veterans eventually, just the same thing that way in the playoffs. I've heard Gilmore's name mentioned here a couple times, and he's a veteran.
Yeah, I know, but they got nowhere to train except at the NHL level, and that's a tough price to pay for a lot of money.
Well, they've been brought in now, and a couple of them are becoming veterans. You're going to see guys in the 2nd and 3rd rounds this year that were rookies a couple of years ago, so they're getting better.
And you'll hear about that too, I'm sure.
Sure we will.
Paul Dvorsky, if I was to pick one guy to go to the Stanley Cup, it would be Paul Dvorsky. I love him. I think he's a fantastic referee, but for the league to send him back into the 6th game, you're a coach, and he's had the Gary Roberts stayed in the game on the major. It was a mistake. Both he and Kevin Pollak would probably readily admit, probably should have chucked him for the rest of the game for the hit from behind, right? Now you send him into the 6th game, you're standing by your man, but Pat Quinn is going to throw him off thinking, you know, this guy's going to bend over backwards for the Islanders. Peter Laviolette's going to say, oh, here we go, we get the guy again, you know. I'd put Paul Dvorsky back in the game, and I'm not doing it because it's my job.
to defend Paul
But don't you think
Dvorsky.
it's looking for trouble? You don't think it's
No, not at
smacks of
all.
arrogance
Not
at
a guy like Paul Dvorsky. He's been through the fire.
Well, I've
He
never
did a
questioned his integrity. Right, he'll do a great job. I'm asking you
When
as
are
a
you going
coach.
to put him back in the game? No.
Just out of that series, let him go to something else. Let him go to Boston, Montreal.
Well,
but why put him right back into the sixth game?
We asked that question. You looked at Paul Dvorsky. We looked at the series. I like Paul Dvorsky, and I think he made a great call, and I think that was the right thing to do, is put him right back on the horse.
All right. Our thanks to the Senior VP, Director of Hockey Operations. And I love Paul Dvorsky, and I love his dad, Bill, who's up there watching the
You're
Grand
in
Prix.
trouble with Dvorsky
yes.
now, aren't you?
Yes, and Greg. Take a break. I'm right back in a moment.
On April 30th, 1987, Mike Bossy, number 22 for the New York Islanders and one of the purest goal scorers in hockey history, played his last game. Bossy's career ended because of a back injury during a series against the Philadelphia Flyers. He is the only player to score Stanley Cup winning goals 2 straight years, and in 1983 he scored the winning goal in each of his team's 4 victories in a series against Boston. Mike Bossy, a big reason the Islanders once won 4 straight Stanley Cups.
This Day in Hockey, brought to you by Volkswagen, celebrating our 50th year in Canada.
Welcome back to the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. The third period is coming up now in the 7th game of this great series, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are leading the New York Islanders 3-1. Teams at full strength to start the third. Pressure now has to be on the Islanders. And they have the puck in their own zone to start up. It'll be O'Coin. To center. Harris can't handle that. Roberts shot the puck back in for Toronto. McCauley is in there speeding in. On Van Imp with a hit. And Roberts is back to center to pick it up again. Roberts watching the high one go to center ice. McCauley came back. And Carverley got the puck. Lifted away by Toronto. Checking closely again to start the third. Toronto on the puck, in full control. McKay shoots it in, heads off. The Leafs are changing, and so are the Islanders. However, Coyne couldn't get off on that shift. He gave it to Hammerlick, and now he does head off. Islanders get the puck in. Back there is Lume. Took 2 swings at it to move it out to the line. It's not clear, and now it'll be McGillney. Dancing away to center and down the wing, trying to cut inside and roll Hammerlick. He bumped Hammerlick. The puck rolled around the net. Scatcherd will pick it up. Got it as far as the line, and Kavasha lost it there. Reichel flips it back in deep, and the Leafs are changing quickly. 3-1 Toronto. Miller's long backhand pass, easily picked off at the line. It's called on the offside.
Well, it's both these teams have scored 8 goals in this series in third periods. Pat Quinn's team has to worry about getting a little too far over the conservative line in defending a lead. And the Islanders have to be careful. We know they have to gamble to get back in, but if they can't, let the Leafs get the next goal on a play that's a low percentage decision, hoping to create an offensive chance.
Leafs win the draw. They clear it out to Roberts. Right side the pass. Hoagland. Roberts behind him takes the drop pass. Roberts tried to come out in front of the net, cut through his skates, and the Islanders can't pick it up cleanly. Hunter lost that chance. Roberts is in after it again. Takes a bump. Knocked down in the corner by O'Coin. And Yashin up at center. Moved it up over the Leaf blue line, but Toronto is back out. Carverley eluding one hit. And another. Good move at the line, but O'Coin skate caught the puck. And McCabe waits. Wrong side, so he flips it in. And the Leafs are changing again. They haven't played 3 minutes. They have 4 changes done already. Down inside the line, it's cleared. The center to ball. He stopped there. Van Imp plays it along his own blue line. Webb moves it up. Got over the line. A quick shot. Joseph, big save. Left pad went out. That was a dandy stop by Curtis Joseph. Islanders bring it back to center. Berg flipped it away. Knocked down at the blue line by Cairns. He's stopped by Green. And then Volk got it up. Domi missed it. They're offside at the New York blue line. Curtis Joseph coming out big again, moving that left skate. A flash. He made the stop.
Yes, it was a little more difficult save than it looked like. Shot right along the ice, and Joseph sticks that left leg out and makes a nice stop. Well out of the net. He's been out of the net on the white ice a little more often tonight than he was in Game 6. And he has looked a lot more like the Curtis Joseph who's been the best player in this team for a couple of years.
23rd save of the night, you saw right there. 10 seconds short of the 3-minute mark of period 3 in Game 7. 3-1 Toronto. Islanders perish. Up along the line, Van Impe with him. Broken up by Toronto. Paulie got it back. Hogan shot. He got that one away rather quickly. And Osgood was out cutting the angle. And he made the stop on Jonas Hoagland, but he fired that in a hurry and had some steam on it. Look at this.
Jonas Hoagland, who has scored 3 goals in the last 2 games, nearly makes it another one. Osgood, who was hurt in the first period but stayed in, has played well. Might have had the 3rd goal on the green shot. Seems to be wincing a lot as if that injury to the leg is bothering him, but he's hung in there.
Face-off control by New York. This is Schultz. Pass high. Parrish couldn't stop that. That's got to be icing. They'll bring that back. With the Leafs leading the Islanders 3-1.
The Mazda Protege and Protege 5. What puts these siblings at the top of their class? Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The award-winning Mazda Protege and Protege 5. Overachievers running the family. Hey, Mom.
Schultz leaves the puck in the corner, and McCauley hopped on it. But Yashin covered him and stole it. Yashin has the New York goal. Wants to set up another. Gives it to Bates. He stopped. Yashin. Bates again. Yashin a second time. That's Parrish from the corner. Leaves it for Bates. Turns back out. Yashin is looking for it now, and he has it. Yashin turning away. Gets it back, but it's picked off by Roberts. And Roberts clears it down the ice. And again, the Leafs are changing. Parrish brings it up. Deep balls. Lume for Toronto to the far corner. Give away the line, and the shot doesn't get through. Bad pass from the corner. Tucker gets the puck and rolls it into the zone and comes up after it. Roman Hammerman. Pass to center, Scatchard. Right side. Chance for Miller. Scores! Miller, quick shot. And it caught the short side high. And the Islanders are back in the game. It is 3-2.
Well, Miller has got 4 goals in the last 4 games. 6 total points as he snapped a high one like he did in Game 6 by Joseph. It's a 2-on-2 rush. There should be no danger at all. And you can see that Lume gets Miller to shoot from outside the dot. Even though he's a left-handed shot coming down the right wing, Curtis Joseph got to get that one.
Short side. Miller, hard shot, I know, but short side and room up top. And it got in. And the Islanders are right back in this game. It was looking not too good for them coming out into this 3rd period. And it didn't get any better after the first 3 minutes of the period. But now at 4:23, they get a goal by Kit Miller. And they're in better shape. Copperley backs up. You'll probably see the Islanders turn it up a notch now. Getting some life from that quick goal by Miller. Van Impe fires it back and gets it back. Through center, stopped at the Leaf line. Again, Van Impe in his own zone. Stick handles out with it. Hockey is stopped. Hammerley brings it out. Got a pass away to Roberts. He'll get the zone. Drops it back. Hoagland is coming for the net. Gets it to the backhander. It's up high. Deflected. The net came off. The puck was flipped off a stick and up high. But the net by that time is off. And Osgood is slow getting to his feet again.
Van Imp tripped Roberts as he dropped the puck on the drop pass and headed to the net. And for the second time, a collision between Osgood and Roberts takes place. Here's Roberts trying to go to the net. He's tripped by Van Imp. And then Osgood, who's worried about the puck. Let's have a look at this goal. A 2-on-2 rush. The Leafs defenseman Lume gets him out to the outside where he can't cut in. And Joseph gets down early, and it's over his left shoulder.
That came from Miller, his fourth of the playoff. Scatcherd and Hammerlick assisted on the goal. Good wrist shot by Kip Miller. Only 7 goals in the season, as you see, and already 4 in the playoffs. That's playoff hockey performance. Yashin has the first goal, now Miller the second. It's 3-2. Toronto still leads. We are approaching the 6-minute mark of the third period. Joseph is out. And to move it in a hurry and get back in is the Islander forechecking again. Yashin knocked it down on the boards. They catch him. Batted away by Domi down the ice. It reaches the icing line. And that's an icing call against Toronto. Back she comes.
You have to wonder, this is the first time this season, let alone this series, I've seen Pat Quinn go with 3 lines. Bonikarovsky played 1 minute and 6 seconds. Healy 1 shift, 42 seconds. And McLean 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So you wonder if the 9 Leaf forwards, who all have played more than they usually do, may be getting a little weary because this has been a tough physical series. Now, the Islanders have played 3 lines for the most part, so we'll see whether they have a little more energy.
That's probably a reason why you're seeing so many quick shifts by the Maple Leafs in this third period. They're changing very fast. 30-second shifts, not much more. From the line, the corner, winds up, shot, it's deflected, and Joseph lost his stick again and had to really look for it, and when he found it, he got his mitt on that lightning fast.
And Scatcherd took a little swing at him after Joseph, with his blocker glove, picked the puck up. And the Leafs were a little upset at it. Let's see the face-offs. Green has been the best face-off man in either team. This shot hits Scatcherd in the rear end. Now watch this. Joseph covers it up with his blocker, and then Scatcherd gives his hand a little slash, hoping to knock the puck loose. That drew the attention of the Toronto players.
Scatcherd on the draw again, can't win it this time. Berg around the net, ball faded in a hurry, he was hit. Shot back in deep by New York. Kavasha is roughed up back there by Bilak. The puck comes loose for the Islanders though. And they're pressing now, down a goal, trying to tie it. At the line, Kavasha put the high one. Islanders on it, Kip Miller gets ready again to make the play, left in at the blue line. It's in behind the net. No centering pass coming, but Kavasha might do it. He gets it out. There's a backhander stop. He got it again and lost it. Miller once more. He's doing great work in there for New York. He and Kavasha. And that's a hand pass called, I think. And that stops the play as the Islanders are pressing now. Having come close, and they are close. 3-2. I'll tell you, you're looking at a great warrior here for the Maple Leafs. Team depleted by injuries and suspensions and whatever, and now you see the cut. Look at that.
Kavasha backhands it off his ear, and the earlobe will need some stitches. He went in earlier for stitches in the lip.
He's had a very strong game for the Maple Leafs tonight. Many of the Leafs have had strong games. The reason they're ahead, but by only a goal. Here's another. Roberts. Centering pass. Man tied up in front of the goal was McCauley. He knocked it loose to keep it in for Roberts, but stolen again by Hunter. Out he comes. Played through center and in deep. Roberts was there to clear it back out and down the ice. Roll it back. Islanders trying to regroup. Yashin checked that center by Hogan. Van Imp fires a long one in, and Joseph caught that. Up through center, it's chopped away to center ice, and Webb gets a pass in over the line. That goes to Tchaikovsky in the corner. Played off the boards. The Leafs backing up again in their own zone. Islanders forechecking hard. 3-2, Toronto leading. Tchaikovsky on the boards. LaPointe was with him. The Leafs do get it out across the line, but McGillney is knocked down by LaPointe. Islanders come back with a shot on the short side. That missed, but not by much. Nearing 8 minutes of play in the third. That's McGillney. Ran out of steam going from the outside in. Then carried his man Schultz in on the boards. McGillney fighting hard and coming up the puck. Twisting and turning, still has it. The setup! And the shot by Green was deflected wide. Big work by McGillney here. In on the boards in the corner, that's Tucker. McGillney shoots! And that's wide on the short side. McGillney heads off, dog tired. He gets a hand. It's a big shift by Alexander McGillney. Tucker was ripped. He's heading off.
I don't know what happened to him this time, but he's looking around for somebody. McGillney had 2 good chances on this play and missed the net on the best chance. Here's Tucker. He centers it out to McGillney. And McGillney gets this shot that's wide of the net. And then Tucker got the end of Osgood's goal stick in the face as he was coming out from behind the net. And Chris Broderick's been a busy boy tonight as he is the trainer. Here's the McGillney chance. Tucker throws it out. McGillney lets the shot go. Pulled it a little bit and watch the goal stick. Oh.
11:40 left in regulation time on the 7th game. Osgood out of the net again, stopping it. And it moves slowly. Now his pass to the left side. Chopped down across the Leaf blue line. McCabe broke that up. He'll have to do it again. No, he won't. The Islanders are called on the offside, slowing that play. 11:16 remaining.
Well, maybe the best forward with toss-up between he and Roberts. Alan McCauley has been terrific in this playoff. 20 minutes and 52 seconds in Game 5, has 6 points in these playoffs. Coming into tonight, that put him tied for first in the Leafs. 4 power play assists, that puts him second in the NHL in that department. And he has played his well-disciplined defensive game as well.
15:44. He played over the first 2 periods, 15 minutes, 44 seconds. He's had several shifts already in this third period. He's over 20 minutes again tonight in a Game 7.
And during the season, many nights, Bob, he never got to 10 minutes.
Berg gets center, rifles the puck in hard. Domi has it in the corner. There goes Falk again, all patched up and ready to go. Falk in after the puck, gets the puck, trying to roll it back down. In around the net, centering pass, chopped in wide, and the Islanders will bring it out. Pass down across center, Kabash's left wing pass, too far for Van Imp. Domi was up there, and the Leafs trail them going. Down is Falk, winding up. The shot is deflected high on the glass. Kabash hit by Green in the boards in the corner. And around the net, the New York Islanders start back out to the line. Miller again. Up for Scatcher. Down that far side is Kabasha. The low shot is blocked. And McGillney gets away from the hit. McGillney tossed it on the boards and got the puck up to center ice. We're coming up to the halfway mark of the third. It's a 1-goal game here in Game 7. 3-2 Toronto. Center ice pass goes astray. Reichel knocked it off the glass and got it back in over the New York line. Point played it back to Hammerlick to a point. Dangerous pass that was, but he got away with it. A break for Tchaikovsky. Can't get the shot right away. Backhands it to Yashin around the net. Yashin backed it off the goalie, nearly put it in that way. Comes to Tchaikovsky. Great pressure right there by this line. Tchaikovsky He had Yashin there with him, and Trent Hunter, their rookie. And they're doing a job on the Maple Leafs. But now, the Leafs shoot it down the ice. Just over 9 minutes left to play in regulation time. And a one-goal game in Game 7. And Roberts is fighting hard to get the puck back in. Ties his man up. He got the puck in. They're offside. The Stanley Cup playoffs on Hockey Night in Canada. Brought to you by Labatt Blue.
Alexei Yashin has a nice, vivid offense imagination, and you're going to see him use it here. He tries to bank it off the back of Joseph from behind the net instead of going all the way around like it looked like he was going to do.
The crowd chanting "Go Leafs, go!" looking for another goal. They need some breathing room. Nobody has it right now, folks. 9:24 left in the third period of a 7th game, and it's only a one-goal game. The Leafs are leading 3-2, and Mike Milbury, of course, is in a sweat too.
Not any more bigger sweat than the Leaf management as they're watching this lead slip away, and we're into a one-shot game. Milbury's team, the first time in the playoffs for 8 years, this close to going to the second round. So you live and die with every shot.
Yashin winning the face-off, but Roberts got to it. Stepped in front of him. Hogan knew he was being checked and rattled it off the boards and got it down the ice. Smart move by Hogan. Islanders tip it back up to the Leaf zone. That's clear. All the way down, though, and that's going to be an icing call. 9:05 remaining in the third. We are back and ready to go with a face-off in the Leaf zone. The New York Islanders working hard to tie it. Yashin taking a respite. He's on the bench. They line up to the left of Joseph. It is Scatchard who will try to win the draw. It is green for the Maple Leafs. Ball talks to his centerman. Now they're ready. From the face-off, won by Green of Toronto. Around the other side, and Domi got the puck out of the zone. Back there quickly is Vanek. Takes it around the net. Lots of time to move it. No Leaf forechecker too close. Nelly comes away. Falk made a swing at him. Missed him. Leafs get it. Right back in. Falk and Domi get it in. Domi stayed on. Falk went off along with Pilash as they change quickly again. A giveaway in there. Tucker's weak shot is off Van Impe's stick and over the glass.
Well, the Leafs are playing a very conservative defensive style here and not doing much in the way of forechecking or getting in very deep, but a giveaway gave Tucker a bit of a chance. Pierre Lacroix, the general manager of the Colorado Avalanche, is here. His team starts tomorrow, so he'll be going out of here back to Denver to see that one, I'm sure.
That's 10 o'clock Eastern Time on the full CBC network on Hockey Night in Canada. Congratulations to the Montreal Canadiens, too. Michel Therion, his coaching staff, the captain, Koivu, and all his mates. What a series they've had, and they'll move on. Up comes Hunter, dumped it on the net. Knocked into the corner. Yashin is after it in there. Yashin comes back, takes his shot, gets it back. Yashin is dangerous. Yashin scored the goal in the first period, giving them the lead. He's working to tie it now. There's another play, and it's going to be a penalty called against the Maple Leafs. That's Yashin doing all the work, and it's a penalty called against the Maple Leafs defenseman Carberlay. He goes for holding. Look out now.
What makes the Mazda B-Series truck a bestseller? It looks great in white, green, blue, and several shades of brown. The Mazda B-Series truck, always in season.
Tough trying to contain the Yashin.
But once you take one hand off your stick like Carberlay did, and then you get both hands wrapped around, you've got to be careful if your man stumbles because you're going to get called. And the Leafs have to put up with a strong Islander power play.
Islanders look to tie the game now. 7:50 left to play in the third. They have the puck in and they spread out to make it go. Hammerlick tossed it ahead. That wasn't a great play as McCabe was able to move in, but now around the net is Bates. Back out front it comes, and the shot knocked down in front, and it'll be cleared by the Maple Leafs to center. Green took a swing at it at center ice. They're changing, allowing the Islanders Yashin to come in, and it's stopped by Joseph. He got a piece of that. Yashin walked in all alone as the Leafs were caught in a bad change. They got away with it, and it's rifled back into the zone. Lume over after it, ducks it to the line, that stopped there. Hammerlick ripped it. Joseph made the save. Then the Leafs dump it out to center, one-on-one. Hammerlick is back. Gary Bolt is up. He has McCauley coming up with him. And now he turns to McCauley. It hit Hammerlick's skate. McCauley takes his shot. That's stopped on the short side by Osgood. Penalty time left. 55 seconds. They're in again. Centering pass. Leafs trying to cover. Yashin bucked off the puck. Hunter brought it back near the blue line. Long shot comes in there. Stopped. But the Islanders are in on it. Tarkovsky is stopped in on the boards. There comes Yashin again. Alexei Yashin backs around the net. Tarkovsky. Yashin right there. Centering pass. Full top. Cleared. Down the ice by Reichel. 28 seconds left in the penalty. This could be the series right here. Power play, New York Islanders down a goal. 6:17 left to play in the third period. And a crowd chanting again. The Leafs hanging on here. Hanging on dearly. It's cleared down the ice again. 8 seconds left in the Carberlay penalty. He'll get time to come back on. He's standing up, ready to rip the gate open and jump on the ice. Here he comes. Penalty is over. The Islanders are coming in on the attack, but all Leafs are back for it now. Carberlay has it, and he wants to go with it. Carberlay gets a pass out to Roberts. He tossed to the center. Here's McCauley dumping it in over the line, and the shot is stopped by Osgood. Great play by Roberts and McCauley. It's opened up again, and it's shot back in around the net. Here comes Roberts. Roberts bumped by a coin. A coin goes sprawled to one side. Cleared off the board, stopped at the line. Long shot. Stopped by Osgood. That was deflected. Cleared up on the boards and down the ice. Action hectic now. This icing call. They all want the icing call. They all want a break. My goodness, this is something. 5:16 remaining. They're having a tough time handling Yashin.
Here's Vilas has a chance to ice it, doesn't get it down. His teammates think it's all the way down, and look at the chance Yashin got on the turnover. When you want to change, you got to get it all the way down the ice.
Crawley trying to win the face-off, and he won't do that. Schultz dumped out over the line. Tension mounts in the building. 5:05 left in the third period. It's a one-goal game. Shot to center ice. Maple Leafs inside the line. Carberlay then batted down with his hand as it came up high on the glass. Islanders bring it in. Yashin is on there again. He'll play a lot now. And here comes McCauley. Dancing it over the line. Trying to get inside. He centered it all right. But Osgood got the stick down and backed out for the New York Islanders is Trent Hunter. He gets in there. He's got a great shot. Here he comes. Hunter! He's stopped by Joseph. And Joseph hangs on. Sprawled from post to post. And the puck stays out. 4:33 left in regulation. Hunter looking sharp coming in and looking to score again.
I wonder what Trent Hunter was doing all season in Bridgeport when you've watched him play in the playoffs. He danced by Carberlay. Right here as Carberlay makes a bad angle of pursuit. Then he pulls it by McCabe and gets this shot. And the rebound was stopped. This guy played most of the year in the American Hockey League, led Bridgeport in scoring, and he gives you a little taste, perhaps, of what he's going to do in the Big Ten.
Boy, that's two big, classy moves by Trent Hunter. Young man, 21 years old from Red Deer, Alberta, getting his first taste of the NHL in a tough series that's come to 7 games. That's come to the third period. That's with 4:24 left to play. The Leafs knock it up at center ice in bulk. Playing that strong checking game tonight for the Maple Leafs. Send them back. Now, lead pass. Nearly got to Kit Miller again. Joseph will have to hang on there. He's checked. He can do that, but it comes loose. Along the boards, it's chopped in. The Leafs will get it out. It's batted on the boards over the line by Domi. 4 minutes left in regulation. Wow. The winner of this game will play Ottawa in the next round. Van Impe. Lead pass to center. Away goes Sean Bates. He dumps it in. He's a very fast skater. Comes in after it. Leafs play it up on the boards. Does it get out? It's Tucker who took a swing at it and missed it. Yashin set up. Bates. Yashin down. And it's knocked away from the net. Islanders are coming so close. It's kept in at the line. The Leafs are hanging on for dear life. Played up on the boards in the corner. Bates trying to move it out. Bates centers it. It'll be Tucker who'll clear it out. Down to center ice is Tucker. In behind the net, Osgood jumping out to stop it. Played back over the Leaf line. We have 3 minutes left in regulation. That is Roberts missing it. But the Leafs cover up and get it back to the Islanders line. Here's a break. It is Hoagland. He missed on the far side. That might have been it. It's shot to center. The Islanders get a break. Kit Miller. He's into the corner, and Hackenberg is pounding him in on the boards. Cleared on the glass, but not out. Van Impe. Pass. Hammerman. No shot. He faked it. Got it back in the slot. No shot. Leafs are scrambling, covering up on the Islanders. Now they're all over him in there. But it comes out thanks to the checking of Roberts on Van Impe. 2:23 left. Hang on, folks. This is some kind of finish to the 7th game. 3-2. Toronto leads New York Islanders. And on is Carvalho. Here is Gary Volk. Volk looks. Dumps into the corner. They pile in after it. Van Impe goes the other way with it. Bates grabs it first for New York. Dumps it out to center. Toronto. Carvalho has it. Under 2 minutes left in regulation. It's in over the line. Volk comes in. Volk can't get the shot. It rolls at the side of the net, then behind the goal. Ripped on the glass down the ice. No icing. They waved that off. Shot down all the way over that icing line. But here comes McCabe. Up to the line. Dumps a high one in. Knocked down at the blue line. Kept in by Toronto. The checking. Pierce. 1:30 left. Osgood looks to the bench. Edging out. It is broken up at the Leaf line. Now it gets in. Hackenberg takes a look around. Didn't look too far. Just shot it away. Stopped by O'Coy. But the Leafs beat him to the puck in there and get it out. Here's the break. Rickle. Here's McGillney. And the shot is fired wide with McGillney going to the net. There's Tucker. Keeping the puck in. 1:09 left. Oh boy. We're all standing now. Baby, is this a finish? Or is it a finish? Tchaikovsky shot. That is stopped by Joseph. Centering pass is blocked. Here's Hammerman shooting. That's stopped in front. Off the corner boards. It's McCauley looking for it. He gets it. McCauley can't get it out, but Roberts will. Dumps it over the line. Gary Roberts, the net is empty for McGillney. He scores! Alexander McGillney. Empty net goal. The place goes crazy. The Leafs are going to move on in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, McGillney was overdue. 2 goals tonight.
This is some kind of playoff hockey. The 7th game in a vicious series between the Islanders and the Maple Leafs. And it comes to this now. An empty net goal relieves all the pressure. And the Leafs are going to advance.
This is the 3rd empty net goal the Leafs have scored in this series. So you know when they score empty net goals how close the game was. And McGillney makes a nice little move to step inside Van Imp, and that's the end of the series.
Oh, baby. Look at this. Blood, sweat, and tears. McGinley, the empty net goal, his second goal tonight. And this baby is done. 40 seconds left. What a series. What a series. Home team wins them all.
Doesn't happen very often. The old word of thumb is that you have to win a game at least on the opponent's ice if you want to win the series. That's not true in this Homer series.
Net remains empty. Puck is deflected over the glass into the crowd. Listen to the announcement for that latest goal.
Assist to number 7, Gary Roberts. And to number 18, Alan McCauley. Time of the goal, 19:20.
This man has done one terrific coaching job in this series. Pat Quinn, faced with injuries, suspensions, and whatnot. Leafs are hanging on here, though. 20 seconds, that's all they need. What an effort again tonight by this team of Toronto. Domi is going to clear it for the last time, I do believe. Shot it to center. Balk was there. Pounded back into Joseph. Makes another stop. It was offside anyway. And they're cheering their hearts out in Toronto with 3 seconds left. 4-2. Maple Leafs are leading.
Well, they've solved one problem. They've won this series. They get 1 day to prepare for Ottawa because they start here Thursday night in the second round. They'll enjoy the day.
Joseph has done it again. Coming up with 28 saves. Make that 31 saves. In a stalwart game. The game is over. The series is over. The Islanders have been eliminated. And the Toronto Maple Leafs will move on. 1/10 of a second remaining. They'll drop the puck. And the series is over.
I think they might put a little bit more up. It was a false face-off, I guess.
Well, that's exactly what they did.
5 seconds
Put
to
up
go.
4.9 to make it 5. All right. One more face-off, and, well, you know it's done now. And watch the celebrations. They say the toughest trophy to win in all of professional sports is the Stanley Cup. These are two guys who believe it, and everybody else will believe it. This has been one heck of a series. Tough in every aspect. Pressure coming into the 7th game. And won by Toronto. 4-2. An empty net goal made it 4-2. When the Islanders had several close chances to tie it when it was 3-2. Well, the Leafs checking came on, and they won the game. Here's Scott Oak.
All right, Bob, here's Alan McCauley. Made a major difference in this series. Alan, Game 7's always a coin toss. What was the difference in the end?
Well, getting back that first goal that we gave up. It was a power play one, and one that we didn't want to give up, but we did.
You prospered in this series in the absence of some of the Leaf stars. You think this might have been a turning point in your career?
I hope so. I mean, I felt great the way the regular season went, and the playoffs have been a bit of a blessing in disguise with some of the injuries. But hopefully we'll give those injured guys enough time to get back in our lineup and help us out.
Thank you, Alan. Congratulations.
Thanks, Scott.
Well, they're exchanging pleasantries. They haven't done that for 2 weeks.
Well, the New York Islanders have made some headway, though, in coming back as a decent franchise with 3 wins at home, 7-game series. They'll be better next year for it.
Again, here's Scott Oak.
Gary, you've been in the NHL long enough to have been involved in a lot of bitter and protracted series, and this was one of them. What's the sense of satisfaction in winning it?
Well, it was a great sense of satisfaction. All our guys pulled together, really played a disciplined game. We knew the team that was most disciplined tonight was going to win, and once again, Cujo came out with some big saves in the third to give us a chance to win the hockey game.
This series exacted a price, and I'm not sure the players who were hurt heading into it feel any better now. How are you set up for Ottawa?
Well, definitely we need to take our rest right now and enjoy tonight, but realize there's a lot of work left to be done. We got to get our health back. Hopefully we'll get some healthy bodies for the next series.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
All right, here's Curtis Joseph, winning goaltender. Curtis Joseph offering congratulations to Gary Roberts. Curtis, what was the difference in the end in this series?
Well, tonight we showed. Well, we had a great game, led by Gary Roberts. He was a great leader out there, and everybody had the extra effort tonight.
Were the Leafs in any way motivated by the possibility that if you hadn't won tonight, a lot of guys are free agents, you're one of them, this could have been it for the nucleus of this team?
Well, I don't believe that. We have a strong team and a good bunch of guys, and we showed it tonight.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, here's Brian McCabe, former Islander captain, wearing the A for the Leafs right now. Brian, describe the moment.
It's a great feeling. You know, they battled really hard, and Cooch came through with some big saves for us tonight, and it's just great to move on to the next round.
Heading into this series, would you ever have thought it'd be 7 games?
Well, they're a hard-working team, and they show that. They pushed us to the brink here tonight, and we give them all the credit in the world.
What would you say about the discipline shown by the Leafs tonight, and the Islanders too in Game 7, given how bitter and nasty this series had become?
Yeah, I think everyone really showed what hockey's all about tonight. You know, putting it all behind us, just playing disciplined hockey, and it was a great game.
Thank you, Brian. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Bob.
Well, the Maple Leafs allow the Islanders to get first goal of the game. Come back with 4 of their own and win it.
In just a moment, we'll have the NHL standings and the 3 stars of tonight's game.
Foster Hewitt would do the 3 stars starting in 1967, the year Curtis Joseph was born. Here are the 4 3 stars as the Leafs advanced. Alan McCauley, Alexander McGillney, and Curtis Joseph. And Travis Green scored the game-winning goal, Don, and I love Travis.
I know you do, in a different way.
Yes.
But he's the type of guy that you need. Got to say McGillney played a good game. All you need to do give him a little shot on coach's corner, get him pumped. Don't tell me he's the same guy the second and third. But Joseph will be even better. He got over this hump with this team. He got over the whole thing. He can relax a little more. Against Ottawa, he'll be a little better.
Here's Darcy Tucker and Scott Oak.
All right, Ron, here's Darcy Tucker, who was in many ways a marked man in this series. How'd you fare in the end?
Felt good to win, that's for sure. That heals all your injuries and all the bumps and bruises for the series and all the egos that were hurt. Obviously, retribution is served well when you win.
A lot of stuff said on and off the ice. Are you willing to forget all of that now that the series is over and you've won it?
Sure. Why not? Next year's a new year with that team, and we'll see what happens next year. But you know, we went into their building and lost 3 games, and we're very disappointed about that. But we're really happy that we won it at home here.
As I said to Gary Roberts earlier, Darcy, this series exacted a price, I'm sure, from the Leafs. You know, that a lot of guys who were nursing injuries heading into it, and you lost some players. How you set up for the Ottawa Senators?
Well, we have to make sure we get our rest here, and hopefully we can get some guys back for the
rest. You got a day.
I know, but as much rest as we've got all the series. You know, guys with the bumps and bruises, but hopefully we can get a day off and come ready to play against Ottawa. But I'd like to say this one's for Kelly Rudy.
Why?
Just because it's for Kelly. He knows why.
All right. Well, I'm sure Kelly understands. Darcy, thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ron.
Good. Well, congratulations,
Yes, I know
Kelly.
why, too.
Yes. Well, Kelly was saying that Darcy might have been throwing and Shane might have been throwing the team off last year with some of their antics, too much energy. You don't play it?
Never. That guy, you see how he backed off in the second and third period. You didn't need any motivation. I love 2 guys like that.
Well, Alexander McGillney did. You motivated him.
Well, no, McGillney, he should have been playing like that. If he played, now think about it. If he plays like that the last 2 periods from the start, do you think it goes 7 games? No way. But you know, you get guys like Tucker. I always loved Tucker, even back in Montreal.
Okay, coming up, Peter Mansbridge, and he'll have the national news for viewers. Ontario East next. Ian Hannah-Mansing is standing by. Saskatchewan West with Canada Now.
We're not going to Loose's Moose or something?
No more. Queensway and Kipling. Don's got one too. Yeah. So tomorrow night from Colorado, the following night from the Air Canada Centre, and then Friday night from Carolina. So it's a big week ahead as round 2 gets underway. Congratulations to the Toronto Maple Leafs for all of us. Thanks for watching, and good night.
This is CBC Television, Canada Zone.